From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, WPIX Sports presents New York Yankee Baseball. Tonight, the Yankees host the Toronto Blue Jays. Starting pitchers for tonight's game, Todd Stottlemyre for the Blue Jays and Jim Abbott for the Yankees. Now, you get a look at the American League East standings, and it's showdown time, a big series between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. Welcome to New York Yankee Baseball. Phil Rizzuto along with Bobby Mercer, Tom Seaver a little later on. And Mercer, we finally got something doing with Melito Perez, trying to find out what's wrong with his arm. An MRI today.
Well, certainly a key to this pitching staff, and certainly a key for the Yankees to win the pennant this year. He has gone to the doctor. They have tested him, an MRI along with an arthrogram, so that's where they shoot the dye up to the shoulder to make sure there's no permanent damage or no real big damage to Melito's arm. The test results are not in. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. So there has been something wrong, and Melito Perez's shoulder's been stiff for the last couple of games. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, now how about Ricky Henderson? What a steal that is for the Blue Jays.
Oh, I tell you what, can you imagine picking up a player like Ricky Henderson, who, added to this lineup and this offense, is unbelievable. It's the best offense that I've seen from top to bottom since I've been in baseball. They've got guys, they've got speed, they've got power, they've got contact hitters, they've got 400 hitters. They got everything you need to score runs.
All right, I wonder what Tom Seaver and Buck Showalter were talking about down below. Let's get down and listen in on them.
All right, thank you, man. Of course, with me, Buck Showalter, the manager of the Yankees, and I'm going to give you a difficult question here. A pretty big series right here the next 4 days, right?
Well, I've been told that since about 2 weeks ago, Tommy, so I guess it is. You know, I think the thing I'm most proud of is to look at the fans' faces coming in here, and I look at it with a great deal of pride to see them coming in the ballpark and feeling upbeat about us having a meaningful game in the month of August.
Right. As a player, it was always my feeling, you don't really win pennants in these series, but you can take a step toward losing them if you don't play well.
Well, that's probably too true, Tom. I'm trying not to look at it like that. We're going to try to be as positive as possible. It's not a situation where we have to go around the clubhouse drumming up support for them getting ready. They know that, and we have some guys that are ready to play. And the biggest challenge I have personally is getting our club ready as far as pitching these people and defensing them. And I think once we get out here and the game starts and we're all in our element, we all feel a little bit more comfortable there. If there's such a thing as being comfortable facing Toronto.
Ricky Henderson going to the Toronto Blue Jays, how's that going to affect you?
Well, it doesn't affect us personally, but it does affect Toronto, and which will end up affecting us. It takes a very good offensive club and makes them even better, and there's not many dents in their armor, and on paper it probably looks like they're a lot better club than us, but we're going to show up, and we'll see what happens. We might surprise some people.
Did the Yankees have any interest in Henderson?
I think everybody has interest in Ricky Henderson, but we didn't feel like that was our biggest need, and we're not going to mortgage everything we have worked for to try to establish in this organization for one player.
One problem that we're having now, obviously, Melito Perez, you can't be very comfortable with the situation that's going on. There's a possibility he might be going to the bullpen. What's the decision on, or thoughts at least, on Melito?
Well, Tommy, today, you know, Melito felt some stiffness in his shoulder last night after the game, and as a precautionary measure, we took an MRI and did an arthrogram today, and it'll take 2 or 3 days for the dye and everything to get out of the shoulder. So he's probably in jeopardy of missing his next start, and then we'll evaluate whether or not we're going to put him on the DL. We don't think so at this point, but there's always a possibility. We do know it looks like we're going to need a pitcher for Friday.
All right, but good luck, and remember, have fun.
I'll always try to keep that in mind.
The Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays will have the lineups right after this.
Beautiful. Chrysler.
Your kid has a prototype. The Chrysler Concorde made the automotive press rave. With features like dual airbags and new cab-forward design that gives it remarkable handling. Now the Concorde is available to everyone. And how well does the production car stack up against the prototype?
I'm impressed.
One critic said it all. See if you agree. Test drive the new Concorde today.
Nobody Beats the Wiz opened in 1976 with a dream to entertain you, to dazzle you in a world of electronic wonders and high-tech toys. Since then, our business has become so much more than just home entertainment. We broadened our focus to now include information, communication, and imaging as part of the total Nobody Beats the Whiz experience. Our selection of personal computers, fax machines, copiers, and printers, along with the latest software, makes Nobody Beats the Whiz your home office shop for the 90s. During the recent cellular phone explosion, Nobody Beats the Whiz has become an industry leader. Our selection is second to none, and our in-store installation assures you of one-stop shopping. Finally, we've given you a full-service camera shop you can trust, not only offering the highest technology and the top brands, but also in-store film developing. As we continue to change and grow, we want to take time to thank you, because it is thanks to you, our customers, that Nobody Beats the Whiz.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, with that fresh, pure, natural taste. Nothing beats a Bud. Buy your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. Buy AT&T, the best in the business. And buy Nobody Beats the Whiz. For state-of-the-art home electronics, computers, cameras, music, movies, and more, Nobody Beats the Whiz. Our national anthem in progress.
Say the that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the hope of the
Well, you think this is not a rivalry? I have never heard anybody's national anthem booed before. Well, they did a job on the Canadian national anthem. The Yankees did, and I'm sure when the Yankees go up to Toronto, they'll reciprocate. But there is a lot of excitement in this ballpark tonight, and it will be for the next 4 days.
It certainly will, Scooter, and a job well done again by Robert Merrill, as always here at Yankee Stadium. And referring to when Mr. Merrill was singing the Canadian national anthem, "O Canada," a chorus of boos and boos and boos. And how much does that reflect back to the situation last year in Atlanta, Georgia, during the World Series with the United States Marine Corps? And I'm proud to say I'm a Marine, the next Marine, Scooter. And they had the Canadian flag upside down, the maple leaf upside down, and as an honest mistake, but
unintentional.
Hey, listen, a big series going on, and everybody's getting into it, so the home team factor is going to play tonight.
All right, let's take a look at the Citibank starting lineups. You see White at center field, Alomar at second base, Molitor the DH, Carter in right, Olerud at first base, Fernandez the shortstop, Sprague at third base, Borders catching, and is that Cañate is in left field. There is the name. All right. Jim Abbott on the mound. And by the way, Ricky Henderson is not here tonight. He will be available tomorrow night unless he misses that plane. For some reason, Ricky finds it tough to make connections. But anyway, he will be here, and the Yankees are very happy he's not playing tonight. So Jim Abbott, who Seaver, I think, last time showed the Abbott that we really know with that ball sailing inside to those right-hand hitters. And there's the defense. There's James in left, Williams in center, O'Neill in right, Boggs, Gallego, Kelly, and Mattingly. Behind the plate, Stanley, and on the mound, Jim Abbott.
Well, you're exactly right, Scooter. Abbott has won his last 3 decisions. The last 2 times out, he's pitched 8 innings both times. In the game against the Angels, he gave up just 5 base hits. And against the Tigers, he gave up just 7. So the last 2 games especially, he has pitched very well. He beat the Angels 12-1 and the Tigers 5-2. So he is back on track. Abbott with an 8-8 record, 4.06 earned run average. And we have talked many times about what the Yankees need to continue to be in this pennant race. And it's really redundant because, I mean, you need everybody.
Yep.
You know, Abbott is important, Perez is important, Boggs is important, Tartabull is important. And this series, a 4-game series with the first place Toronto Blue Jays, obviously of utmost importance to the Yankees. And here we go. Devon White leads it off, and one pitch and an extra base hit. Nope, they'll throw in front. They got a shot at him. No, did not get him.
Oh, Kelly's throw was just a little to the outside part of first base, so they'd have had him. That was a good heads-up play. Can you imagine swinging and getting a base hit like that on the first pitch of the ball game?
A little clunker to right, and you have to respect O'Neill's speed. That's why, White's speed, and that's why O'Neill goes towards second base. Devon White with excellent speed and good hustle by the plate umpire Joe Brinkman. He was right down there, right on the play, and indeed Devon White was safe. He looked out to me, Scooter.
Yeah. Well, no, watch.
But on the replay, he gets in there. You're right.
You see, the throw was to the right field side of first base. Had it been right on the bag, it'd have been a dead duck.
If it had been on the bag, you're right. He would have been a dead duck. And you have to watch Devon White. White, 22 stolen bases. He has been thrown out but 3 times. White was hitting .267, 11 home runs, and 33 RBIs. The Blue Jays a record of 61 and 45. Alomar attempting the drag bunt, and Boggs right down on top of it. Alomar, excuse me, Scooter, go ahead.
This club, you got to watch them. They do everything and can do it well. The bunt, the hit and run, the steal.
We've talked about it many times. Their first 5 in their order, as good as there is in baseball.
Yep.
And there is not much argument about that. As good as there is in baseball, they'll check White again at first base. Devon White, Roberto Alomar, and then Paul Molitor, of course, who the Blue Jays signed as a free agent from the Milwaukee Brewers. And then Joe Carter and John Olerud. Olerud doesn't hit till number 5. Swing and a miss by Alomar. A good pitch by Jim Abbott, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. And Olerud hits in the number 6 position, number 5 position, excuse me. And he's hitting over 400. Good pitch up above the top of the strike zone by Abbott, and it stays a no ball 2 strike count. Alomar hitting .312, 11 home runs, and 53 RBIs. What else can he do? He's also stolen 34 bases. He has 20 doubles and 4 triples.
White was going to go on that last pitch.
Does not go, foul off again.
He's having trouble reading Abbott tonight for some reason. Jim's worked a little harder on that pickoff play.
84 degrees here at game time. A little humid, but just about the way the hitters like it. White does not go.
It's unusual the way Manning is holding him on. Manning, he tries to get in front of Devon White so he can't see too well, and then bounces back towards the bag. Let's see if he does anything. Yeah, there he goes, engine off. They try and block his view, and then he takes going back.
Slider down and in for ball 1. The Yankees played Alomar straight away on the infield and straight away in the outfield.
And steal or go to second when the umpire makes a bad throw.
Heads up ball player will try though, won't he?
He will, yeah.
Jim Abbott working against Roberto Alomar. And again, they'll check White. Abbott making his 21st start for the Yankees. And you look at numbers, he's pitched 135 innings and given up 132 hits. Inside corner. And a beauty.
That's the pitch we were talking about. Oh, man, look at Alomar. He was fooled on that pitch completely. They're going to make sure he's not kicked out of the ball game. Want to get him out of there before he says the magic words. Whoop, you better be careful. He's out of there. All right. I shouldn't get too happy, but he kicked him out of the ball game. I mean, that's really dumb. I mean, it's great for the Yankees. Oh, I can't believe this. Looks like George Brett revisited.
That is really stupid.
That really was.
That is really stupid.
He's not thinking of the team at all in that situation. What does he want to fight? And he's out of there, too. Gaston is out of the ball game. Holy cow.
Read it yourself, and if you don't think it's a big series and emotions are high, there's one out, and we have more people thrown out than we got out, Scooter.
That's right. Very good. One out and 2 men thrown out.
At this course, when we get to the 12th out of the ball game,
they're at the umpire. I can't believe this, Stephen. Boy, everybody's challenging him. He's not backing down, though. Oh, did you see that? Holy cow. I hope they didn't follow him into the dugout. Just gave the Italian salute. Oh, boy.
Well, Joe Brinkman trying to maintain his cool, and take a look at the pitch again.
Oh, he backed away before the ball started breaking.
Listen, even if it was inside, it's too close to take. We had 2 strikes. You got to try and foul that ball out. That's a beautiful pitch by Jim Abbott.
He looks calm there. He hasn't blown his stack yet, but it's going to happen.
Paul Molitor. Boy, and did Alomar lose it. And Gaston lost it. Now Gaston says the magic word.
Yeah.
And he is gone. So the Blue Jays lose one of their best players. A real spark plug offensively and defensively. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This young man can do everything on the diamond. Molitor having a great year. 326, 15 home runs, and White's going to steal uncontested.
He guessed right that time.
Yep. No contest for Devon White. And stole a base number 23. Mike Stanley had no chance. It's simply a guess, as Scooter said. And he guessed right. On that outside corner. And 2 balls and a strike to Molitor. Molitor hitting .326, 15 home runs, and 68 RBIs. He has hit in 15 straight. Boy, the Blue Jays love him as you look at Devon White at second. And do those Milwaukee Brewers miss him? Boy, he is a big missing link in that ball club. Abbott checking White again.
You think that running game doesn't bother certain teams?
Well, that's the team speed. The Blue Jays now have 93 stolen bases, and the Yankees have 28. 2 different kind of ball clubs. There you see Abbott's numbers in his last start against the Detroit Tigers, and a beauty. And a mix-up in communication between Stanley and Abbott. Popped him up to center field. Long run for Bernie Williams, and White's going to tag, and he's going to try it. Boy, he hesitated, was not going to go. Can he cover a lot of ground, Scooter? I mean, when he turns the afterburners on, I mean, he just chews up the yardage.
Because he didn't actually start right away. What, he undecided?
Undecided, and then he kind of held up. I mean, Bernie has an excellent arm.
Yeah.
And he saw the throw and said, well, okay, I'll go on over there, and made it easily. I mean, no contest. They'll bring up Joe Carter. On that outside corner, strike one. Carter hitting .259, 19 home runs, and 81 RBIs. Back, and again Jim Abbott had no balls and 2 strikes.
Eddie Carter seems to like that ball away more than he does the one inside.
He does not like it inside, and that's not unusual for power hitters. Right? Ball one. You can just about put it in the book for Joe Carter. He has 81 RBIs. And what, we have 2 months to go. There's 50 games to play, 60 games to play. Yep. And the last 4 years, he has driven over 100. Got him. All right. Another great slider by Jim Abbott. And he leaves White stranded at third. After a half an inning, 2 Blue Jays are gone, and the Yankees are coming up.
Your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
For years now, Mr. Krylon Spray Paint's been showing you how to get a professional finish, while I've been taking to the cleaners. Well, no more. Krylon's easy. Go play with your tarantula. I'll spray it here, the other leading brand there. Krylon's smooth, no runs, no drips, no airs, and dries to the touch in 12 minutes. 2 hours later, the other brand's tacky. Yo, Johnny, have a seat. How you doing?
Good. I got to get back to my spray painting.
Don't get any paint on you.
For a fast, smooth, professional finish, get Krylon.
You ever eat bear?
No.
You're gonna like it. Tastes just like chicken.
What's that?
Look, if you want the taste of chicken, come to Roy Rogers, where 5 pieces of Roy's incredible fried chicken are just $3.99.
So, what do you think? Great. Tastes just like chicken.
Roy Rogers.
Say, you should play Take 5, the game 500,000 New Yorkers win every week. Be a winner. Play Take 5.
Right now, let's take a look at the Citibank starting lineups for the New York Yankees. It'll be Wade Boggs leading off at third. Deion James in left field bats second. Don Mattingly hitting third at first base. Danny Chartable, the DH tonight, batting cleanup. Paul O'Neill in right field bats fifth. Bernie Williams, the center fielder, hits sixth. Mike Stanley catching, batting seventh. Mike Gallego, the shortstop, hitting eighth. And Pat Kelly playing second base and batting ninth. And on the mound is Todd Stottlemyre. I tell you, he starts off every year, Seaver, having a good year. And then all of a sudden you look, and he's 5-7. And look at here, he's got 123 hits in 102 innings. That, with the stuff he's got, that doesn't seem... I don't know
it's out of proportion, isn't it?
It really is.
American League getting 296 against him, and that's he does have too good a stuff for that.
Right. One thing, he's only walked 30 some odd, which has helped him. His dad was some kind of pitcher. He looks a lot like him out there right now.
He sure does, doesn't he?
Yep.
Well, he's from the old school. And pitch inside, pitch inside, pitch inside. And sometimes pitchers, when they pitch inside, forget inside means in off the plate.
Yeah.
And leave the ball on the plate inside, and that's where you get in trouble. It's the old definition of terms of what does that mean, Scooter. And a lot of times young pitchers will forget the meaning of pitching inside. Now, Wade Boggs leads it off. It'll be Boggs, James, and Mattingly for the Yankees. Boggs. hitting .303, a couple of home runs and 41 RBIs. Hitting better than .350. Leading off, and there's another one.
Oh, I mean, you could see that right there. You know what that reminded me of, Cedar? The way he hit that. Today, they had a golf tournament out in Long Island. The Snapple people threw it. A charity golf tournament. And guess who was one of the guest hosts out there? Jennifer Capriati, the young tennis player. She's only 17. I couldn't believe it. With that back, watch this backstroke, the backhand. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful.
Well, if you throw Wade Boggs there, all season long, he's going to hit 400.
That's right.
Up and under the plate, he's going to rifle that ball in the left field alley, left center field alley, all year long. Deion James will be the hitter. Deion in left tonight. He's hitting just .337.
He hit one in those dark seats out there in center field.
He hit a couple of monsters here this year. And you go down, you see him the next day, and you say, Deion, did you get all that one? And he said, every ounce of it.
Look at this.
Another base hit. And Boggs is going to go to third. Carter can throw. And they cut it off.
All rough. Whoa, that would have been close.
It looked like the third baseman, Ed Sprague, was moving off the bag to his left. Maybe the throw was offline.
Oh, man.
And Alfredo Griffin, Tony Fernandez, excuse me, cut it off, the shortstop. Alfredo Griffin is now playing second base.
There's Boggs going. He just takes a look at Boyer. Boyer says, come on, and he is stomping away. Oh, a head firster. I didn't know he could do that. They got to be careful. You don't know how to slide head first as we watch the relay.
Carter just slipped a little bit when he threw that ball. That ball was going to be offline. Look at Sprague.
You're right. You're right.
He's up that left field line. It'll bring up Don Mattingly to left field. That might fall.
Nope.
No, it is not going to fall. And look at it. Look at it's going and got him.
Oh.
With the bad legs and all, Wade Boggs trying to score on Willie Canante in left. That surprised me.
Boy, boy.
And that is a double play.
Whoa, that takes the air right out of the Yankees right there.
Well, they're trying to make a statement on here Scooter. They're running on Joe Carter in right. They're running at every opportunity. And I think the Yankees say we're going to play very aggressive baseball, but when you do not have good team speed, it is like forcing a hand.
Right. Well, they don't know too much about that kid in left field, though. That's the first time we've seen him, I think.
Well, as a line drive, and he was coming in toward the infield anyway. If he's backing up on the ball, it's a different story. But coming in toward the infield, has his momentum coming into home plate, toward home plate. And he must have had Boggs by 10 feet.
Easy. I thought Boggs was faking it. You know, taking
so did I. I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it either.
Bring up the DH, Danny Tartabull.
You know what, Mattingly, I wanted to mention is this kid is in Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, a big Yankee fan, Chris Donahue. He was hit and dragged for blocks by a drunken driver, and Mattingly went up to visit him.
To the shortstop, over to Griffin, and the Yanks are gone in there after the first, and after an inning here at the stadium, the Blue Jays and the Yankees, no score.
From Brussels to Budapest, Milan to Munich, Delta gives you more non-stops to more cities in Europe than any other airline in the world. 290 weekly flights, 21 countries. More Europe, more often. Nobody gives you more of Europe than Delta Airlines.
Put your heart into it. Be tough.
I am not going to pay a lot for this muffler. By George, I think he's got it.
Don't be bullied into paying a lot for a muffler. Now more than ever at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
I've always wanted an apartment with a view of the park.
I want a place in the country
where I can grow my roses.
Someplace with a feeling of neighborhood.
And a school where I felt that they were safe and secure.
We'd like to spend our 50th anniversary on some little island.
Hey, welcome to Baby Town. We got teddy bears, dribble cups, baby stuff, convenient parking, and for strollers. I'm your man. Ooh, we do stock twin-seaters. Trust me, I've been there.
The 9X Yellow Pages.
Uh-oh.
It's surprising what the ads can tell you.
We also have a diaper cleaning service.
New York Yankee Baseball is brought to you in part by the 9X Yellow Pages. It's surprising what the ads can tell you. And what I just told you a little while ago, I didn't have too much time to talk about Chris Donahue, the youngster who was hit and dragged for blocks by a drunken driver up in Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. All the Yankees want to make sure that we send our best up here, Steve Mercer and I, to the youngster in the hospital. And they're all rooting for him.
All right, we go to the top of the second. And John Olerud will lead it off for the Blue Jays. And that's not a typographical error when you look at his average.
He's still over 400 now. That
402. 20 home runs and 84 RBIs. And listen to this, Scooter. 42 doubles.
Ooh. That is MVP statistic.
He is having one kind of year, I'm telling you. And you know what else?
What?
Guess how many times he's walked, Scooter? 75.
Holy cow, that's
and
nobody's doing that.
I was up this whole weekend, of course, at the Hall of Fame, and he was one of the subjects. You sit around a table and it's one of the great experiences. You talk to Snyder and Pee Wee was there, and you talk to Frank Robinson, and you talk to Reggie and somebody else, and they say this is the one kid that's got a chance to hit 400 because he won't swing at a bad ball. He'll only swing at strikes. He should get him this time to Deion James and left. He hit it hard.
Yes, he did.
Olerud will go the other way. Will try to drive the balls in the alley. And if you don't throw him strikes, he's not going to swing. And I have a bone to pick to that 400, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know it. That pitch happened to be up, and he's got good wood on it.
Yeah, he gets a pitch to hit. He usually hits it hard.
If it is close, you're absolutely right.
And we made this point because we were on the air in the game up in Toronto. And there was a routine ball that he hit. I mean routine. Batting practice routine. To Pat Kelly's left to hit the middle of Pat Kelly's glove. And they gave Olerud a base hit on it. And it was a blatant, no question error. And when you have a chance to fiddle around one of the biggest numbers in all of baseball, hitting 400.
400, absolutely.
It's you got to respect that. I mean, you absolutely, as a score. I'm talking about the score. The official score up there has to respect what's going on.
I think John Moore might have a shot at that.
I hope so. As it's a point to be well taken, and I feel very strongly about that. As you got Ted Williams in 406 in 1941, if I'm correct.
Right, absolutely.
And that's like DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. It's one of the all-time numbers, and one of the standards. And not a standard. It's one of the pinnacles that people think about. Now this is back in June up at the Sky Dome in Toronto. Steve Howe, 1-2.
Right there. I mean,
look at that. Now, is that a base hit?
No way.
That's a two-hopper on artificial surface, and that was ruled a base hit by the scorer up in Toronto.
No, that's right. That 400 mark, you need every hit you can get.
Tony Fernandez hitting .299, 3 home runs, and 25 RBIs. Hitting shortstop, right back to Abbott.
How did he do that so quickly? I'm watching him.
He's done it forever. And Jim Abbott, of course, born without the right hand. And they say, well, what about your handicap? He says, what handicap? I was born this way. I do everything this way. Watch this.
Watch how quickly he's done this. He's already got it off. That makes it look easy.
People say, well, is it the poor kid or whatever? Listen, he was like an all-state quarterback in high school.
Right.
This kid is some athlete.
And he can hit.
Absolutely can hit. He got a base hit in spring training, didn't he?
He certainly. I'm telling you, he's unbelievable. Triple it was. Oh, cow.
Ed Sprague, the hitter. Sprague getting .257, 10 home runs, and 49 RBIs. And will that stay in for Mattingly? It does not. Back into the seats behind the Yankee dugout. No, it's a ball and a strike to Sprague. Sprague went to Stanford University. And guess what his major is, Scooter? Economics. Very fitting for these times in baseball.
Oh, yes.
It'll be a great benefit to him. And he was on the 1988 U.S. Olympic baseball team. Drilled into the seats down the left field line, so a ball and 2 strikes. Melito Perez, who had a tough day yesterday. He pitched just an inning and 2/3, 7 hits and 6 earned runs, and they took a look at his shoulder and see if everything is okay. Got him. High fastball and right through it. A 1-2-3 inning for Jim Abbott after an inning and a half. No score.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Beautiful. Chrysler.
Your kid has a prototype. The Chrysler Concorde made the automotive press rave with features like dual airbags and new cab forward design that gives it remarkable handling. Now the Concorde is available to everyone. And how well does the production car stack up against the prototype?
I'm impressed.
One critic said it all. See if you agree. Test drive the new Concorde today.
For home theater sound that will envelop you. For music that'll get you up on your feet. Yamaha and nobody beats the Wiz. Home entertainment totally in a class of its own.
If your business gives up AT&T quality because some other company predicts a deluge of savings on a long-distance call, don't be surprised if the forecast is wrong. Leaving AT&T doesn't make a lot of sense. If your business gives up AT&T quality, chasing after big savings from another long-distance company, don't expect to find a pot of gold. Leaving AT&T doesn't make a lot of sense.
Friends, in the words of Lou Gehrig, today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I've had a dream, and I was able to live it. And thank God it's not done yet. Thank you. I'm a real baseball fan.
AT&T, the best in the business, salutes Reggie Jackson, the best in the game. Inducted in the Hall of Fame yesterday, as everybody knows. 563 career home runs. That's 6th on the all-time list. And the 37th Yankee to enter the Hall of Fame. He went in with a Yankee cap on. They had 3 clubs trying to get him to wear that hat, and he picked the Yankees. Seaver would have picked the Yankees if he was in the same boat.
Paul O'Neill leads it off.
I caught you that time.
Oh, you would have. Oh, that's going to fall in there. Yep. That will fall in front of Joe Carter. So the Yanks again a leadoff single.
Hurt.
Hey, they'll take them. You know, take those base hits anywhere you can get them. Look at Hondo. What great hands, Hondo.
Yeah.
Well, did you notice that? You know, I mean, you know, you're talking about the Hall of Fame up there, Scooter, and what a joy it is. And so many people up there are proud of Reggie. Eddie Ford was there, and Yogi was there. I mean, the Yankees well represented. George Steinbrenner was there. And a lot of Dodgers.
Yeah.
Duke Snyder, Pee Wee Reese. You know what they say?
What?
Say hi to Hondo for us. Say hi to Hondo.
Sure.
He is still a favorite of those.
Absolutely.
Those old Dodgers. And we sat last night having the greatest. If you could have been a fly on the wall, because you probably heard every story. To my left was Duke Snyder, and to his left was Pee Wee Reese, and to my right was Jim Palmer. To his right was Whitey Ford. And I got him talking about the old 55, the Yankees and the Dodgers and all the. Oh, it was wonderful. It was like sitting inside of a history book.
It had to be.
And it was just that's really the thrill of what Cooperstown and the Hall of Fame is about. There's big Hondo. Now, of course, everybody's sad with the passing of Don Drysdale. Unexpected and a much-loved former Dodger, number 53, great broadcaster. And his wife was there, Scooter. Ann Myers Drysdale. And we had a golf tournament on Sunday morning. I played with Duke Snyder, and Ann Myers played with us. It's only for Hall of Famers, and she came along. and she played her own ball all the way around, and a pillar of strength. I mean, she is a strong woman, and was there to draw on the strength of the Hall of Fame, and everybody so clearly missed Don not being there.
I'm sure they mentioned Campy too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. O'Neill on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Ball, 2 strikes to Bernie Williams. Bernie hitting .263, 10 home runs, and 50 RBIs. Slider inside. And it's 2-2. Stottlemyre playing attention to O'Neill at first base. And as we have talked about so often, not much team speed for the Yankees. O'Neill with just 2 stolen bases. Up the middle, base hit. No, look at this play by Alfredo Griffin. Can you believe this?
Holy cow, he wasn't supposed to play. Went in there and made it as good as Alomar could make.
Put a star by that one.
Ooh.
That ball is hit, and you say, boy, the only person that can make a play on that would be Roberto Alomar.
Right.
And look at this play.
Not only does he make a great stop and slide, but throws it with the gloved hand. Makes a perfect flip. Watch this. A lot of times you get that ball tangled in your web, and it just bounces to the ground. Watch him just flip it with the glove. Perfect.
Tony Fernandez making the pivot, and look at, they almost got a shot at Bernie Williams, and Williams with that great speed.
Anybody other than Williams, and that would have been a double play where the Yankee team runs.
They'll bring up Mike Stanley, the Yankee catcher, hitting .327, 278 times to the plate, 19 home runs. 62 RBIs. He is just having a wonderful year.
Everybody wants to know where he's been hidden all these years.
And he's been hidden behind some other catcher, Scooter.
Yeah, it's tough. You get your chance, you make the most of it, and he's done it.
He has 8 home runs and 21 RBIs in his last 13 games. To say that he has been hot is to put it mildly. And you say, well, this guy, 327, 19 home runs, and you don't know how hard he works at his catching, how hard he works at trying to develop and nurture the pitching staff. There have been several times this year that he would go to people outside the Yankee organization and ask them opinions about, what about this hitter, what about that hitter, about this situation, that situation. 2-0 to Stanley. Is that respect? If a little slider on 2-0 and not going to give in and throw him a fastball.
Portis keeps looking in the dugout. Looks like he's getting almost every sign from somebody on the bench. He's already looked.
Yeah, check Williams. Bernie, 5 stolen bases.
He's starting to get that confidence.
Yes, he is.
You better. He and Kelly are the only 2 that can steal.
They may not be getting pitches. They could be getting signs, pitch outs, hit and run, whatever. Boy, if he didn't get it all, he just missed it. That is going to be close. Oh my, did he just miss that?
Oh. Ooh.
He hit that right on the sweet part of the bat and just hit a fraction on the bottom half of the ball. Holy mackerel.
Oh, Warren.
Scooter, you know where that is if we're in Boston?
Oh, man, it's over the screen.
That's over everything.
Oh, boy. Bernie, actually, if he'd gone back and tagged up, could have made second easily. But he just kind of loafed out there and then thought about it and came back, but it's too late.
Yeah, that's a little bit of their instincts we talked about with Bernie right there, Scooter. I mean, if it's a home run, there's only really one place for him to be there in that situation. It's beyond the bag.
Sure, if it's gone, he just walks around.
It'll bring up little Mike Gallego. Gallego hitting .294, 5 home runs and 27 RBIs. And I say little Mike Gallego because if you defend him like little Mike Gallego,
he'll hit one out of him.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays don't do it. They respect the power. He has a lot more power than you would think of a little guy. Yeah, check Bernie again.
Pretty good move by Stottlemyre.
You think he's got some intensity working for him, Scooter?
Oh, yes.
You see his face? Sometimes you like to control that a little bit.
Yeah.
You'd rather have a pitcher with too much of it than not enough.
Absolutely.
Here goes Bernie Williams. And Borders. Yeah, they got him. We'll take a look at that one if we got it. That was going to be close at second base. When we come back, we'll take another look. After 2 at the stadium, the Blue Jays and Yankees, no score.
There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. A fresh little crib, you know, and brand spanking new. And that shoe let her do things that no man could do. She jukes and she cuts and stops dead in her tracks. She plants and she spins, leaving chumps on their backs. And who gets the credit? Some mother named Goose. Check you out, yo. Converse, of course. And that new React juice.
It speeds through space, locks onto its target, destroying the enemy with a thunderous. Jets football is booming on Channel 11 as the Jets unleash their new top gun, star quarterback Boomer Esiason. Check out a power-packed roster with Ronnie Lott, Leonard Marshall, and Johnny Johnson. It's going to be a real dogfight when Boomer bombs the Pittsburgh Steelers with color commentary by Joe Namath. Live Saturday at 6 on Channel 11.
Back here at the stadium, top of the third, and we'll take a look at that play at second base again. The pitch to Gallego, a good pitch for Borders to throw on. And you be the judge. The throw's in the right spot. Yeah, he got him. He got him, Scooter. I thought he was safe.
I did too.
But the throw right in the right spot, and Griffin just laid it on his chest. Yep, he got him. From the other side, from the backside, it looks like he tagged him on the chest. Yeah, you be the judge. Go ahead.
Pretty close. It looked like his foot might have been on there if he tagged him on the chest, but if he got him on the knee, he's out.
Rick Reed was the umpire at second. And don't argue about him being out of position. He was right on top of it, wasn't he?
Yep.
Time called by Bernie Williams in center field. And maybe there's a light on or something in the press box level. Bernie said, hey, you can't see him. Pat Borders will lead it off for the Toronto Blue Jays. Right on that outside corner by Jim Abbott. It'll be Borders, Willie Cañate, and Devon White. In case you missed the first inning, Roberto Alomar was thrown out by home plate umpire Joe Brinkman. He argued a strike 3 call. And it should be an easy play for Stanley, it is, and there's one gone. Joe Brinkman called Roberto Alomar out on a pitch on the inside corner from Abbott, and he argued, and they exchanged words, and with the tension of a 4-game series and fighting for place, the fuses are a little short, Scooter.
Yep.
Big crowd in here, and Roberto said something that Brinkman did not like, and Roberto, terminology of the clubhouse, he lost it. Really momentarily lost it. And then Cito Gaston came out, and he was thrown out of the game by Joe Brinkman. Gaston's been ejected twice this year from games in which the Toronto Blue Jays are involved, in both times it's been Joe Brinkman who has thrown him out.
Oh.
The left fielder, Willie Cañate. Cañate. Boy, Dula was just about ready to kill me, wasn't he? He doesn't say anything when a fellow named O'Leary comes up, does he? 0-2 to Cañete. Nope, didn't get him. He liked it. I'm saying Dulio liked it. I'm picking this stuff up, aren't I? Yeah. Now I'm talking to Dulio. Which is a no-win situation, by the way.
No.
Got him. Another good slider by Jim Abbott. And that's strikeout number 4.
Yep. He took a little off this, too, besides throwing it, breaking down and in. Didn't throw the sharp one that time. Out in front.
Jim Abbott, who has won 3 in a row, and looking for win number 9 for the Yanks. It'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Devon White. White hitting .267. He singled on the first pitch of the ball game. And number-wise, a much better hitter from the left side, hitting .282 from the left side, and just over 2 1/4 from the right side. What are the Toronto Blue Jays going to do when Ricky shows up? And another thing, I can't believe Ricky's not here. How in the world can Ricky not be here? I guess Jim Abbott, who he hits very well.
Yeah, he's going to lead off. They're going to move Devon White. They don't know exactly where. If they put him 9th, that'd be some 1-2 punch.
Good cut by Devon White there. Ball and 2 strikes. So what do you do with Ricky? Surely if you lead him off. I mean, it'd be silly not to.
They got the 2 best leadoff men in baseball right there. Either one of them could be top.
White has scored 11 runs in his last 10 games. As the Blue Jays have won 7 of the last 8 and 9 of 11. Now back right on the screen again, so it stays a ball and 2 strikes. Toronto won their last 4 season series against the Tigers, Orioles, the White Sox, and Texas. So they're playing a little bit better baseball. Out in front of home plate, and that'll be in foul territory.
Those 2 breaking pitches have been up high. Abbott. That's got him in trouble.
You know, when Devon White runs, when he was running from second to third, it looks like he has extenders out of his legs, doesn't he? Like one of those cartoon characters that just eats up territory. Well, looks like you can get a fastball in here, Scooter. And he fought it off.
Stanley wants that ball down and in. Devon White has the only hit for the Blue Jays in this ball game. They just hit off the end of the bat in shallow right field. First time up, first pitch of the game.
Misses downstairs, so the count moves to 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. And that's Alfredo Griffin in the on-deck circle. He's hitting in Roberto Alomar's spot. A couple of hops to Gallego, and a strike to Mattingly. The Blue Jays are gone. After 2.5 here at the stadium, no score.
Imagine the smooth acceleration, the quick response, the high performance of 93-octane Exxon Supreme gasoline. Exxon Supreme and turn the tiger loose.
There are lots of things that come with a backyard barbecue. Here's what comes with Bennigan's Backyard Barbecue. A free order of our new tumbleweed twister onions with 2 barbecue meals, thick juicy steaks, tangy ribs, or our famous chicken and ribs barbecue platter. So head to Bennigan's Backyard Barbecue for free tumbleweed twisters until Labor Day. Or stay home and see what comes with your barbecue. Bennigan's, the original recipe for fun.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by Bennigan's. During the Bennigan's Backyard Barbecue, get free tumbleweed twister onions with 2 barbecue meals until September the 6th. That's a great place to go.
Well, another great place to go, Scooter, the next 3 days is going to be Yankee Stadium. Series against the Blue Jays continues. It'll be tomorrow and Wednesday night 7:30 ball games, and the Thursday afternoon game at 1 o'clock. Tickets are available at all 3 games and are on sale at the stadium, at Yankee Clubhouse stores, and all Ticketmaster outlets. And you can charge your tickets by calling Ticketmaster at 212-307-1212. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. A scoreless ball game. The Yankees with 3 base hits, and the Blue Jays just 1. Abbott against Todd Stottlemyre. Mike Gallego leads off the 3rd here. He was up when Bernie Williams was thrown out by Pat Borders to end the 2nd inning. A game in which we have seen 2 Toronto Blue Jays thrown out of the ballgame. One of them, their manager, Roberto Alomar, was thrown out after arguing about a called 3rd strike by Joe Brinkman, and then Cito Gaston defended his 2nd baseman, and he was thrown out of the ballgame. Some other scores on our Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard. Milwaukee and Baltimore going at it tonight down at Camden Yards. Popped up to center field, and the Secretary of Defense, Devon White, right there. There's one gone.
Secretary of Defense, huh?
They don't come much better than Devon White in center. He is some player. He'll bring up the Yankee 2nd baseman, Pat Kelly. Kelly hitting .275, 7 home runs, and 41 RBIs. Now, over the last 8 games, Kelly hitting at a .370 clip. This is going to be a tough play because it's going to squib. Nope, Griffin makes it. And 2 easy outs here in the 3rd inning. Well, Channel 11 Sports will once again bring you New York Jets football. Join Joe Namath and Spencer Ross for all the action on Saturday, August 7th. That's a live contest at 6 o'clock as Boomer Esiason and Ronnie Lott and the rest of the Jets take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a reminder, on August 14th at 1 o'clock, join us for a Channel 11 Sports special, Reggie, a Yankee Stadium tribute to number 44, who just went into baseball's Hall of Fame. And then at 1:30, it's the Baltimore Orioles and the Yankees. Wade Boggs, the hitter, and Stottlemyre going back inside, a ball and a strike. Boggs led off the game for the Yankees with a single to left center. And then he went to 3rd on the single by Deion James. And the throw from Joe Carter had been on line, had been out at 3rd, and then he tried to score on a ball hit to left, and they threw him out at home plate, and he has gone easily to John Olerud here in the 3rd. And after 3 at the stadium, the Blue Jays and Yankees, no score.
The Lincoln Mercury Model Year Move Out. It doesn't matter how you get here, just get here. Now lease the 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 for $499 a month with $2,070 down for 24 months. America's best-selling luxury coupe with move-out lease terms. We're not waiting for the competition. We're not waiting for fall. We're waiting for you. And right now, no one is offering more for less. So get to your Lincoln Mercury dealer any way you can before our model year move-out moves out.
Hey, you should play Take 5, the game 500,000 New Yorkers win every week.
Be a winner. Play Take 5, Tuesdays and Fridays.
Nobody Beats the Whiz knows that the simple telephone can't be so simple anymore. Today's AT&T phones from the Whiz are technological wonders, and you can choose one that does as much or as little as your life demands. This week, the AT&T Cordless 5450 is just $99.98, and the AT&T Remote Answering System 1306 is just $39.98. AT&T phones on sale now at Nobody Beats the Whiz. The simple telephone is now simply amazing.
Toyota now presents this date in Yankee history. On this date in 1978, the Yankees and Red Sox play a 14-inning 5-5 tie, which is suspended by league curfew. The game is continued the next day, and the Red Sox win 7-5 in 17 innings. This has been Toyota's This Date in Yankee History. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Listen, down in Spring Lake, Mercer, they've got this deli, Joseph's Deli of Spring Lake. They love the Yankees and the scooter. And you two, I mean, they forgot to put your name up there in Seaver, but they love both of you too. But that is the most popular place down in Spring Lake, and the greatest sandwich. He brought all that food here tonight, and he's the greatest Yankee fan and Giant fan in Spring Lake.
So where's the food?
It's right in the back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good play by Boggs. Oh, that's right. Nice going, Mercy. You could tell me I'm doing the play-by-play. There's a little hopper over the pitcher's head, and had Boggs not gotten this, you're right. PP next to me. Play-by-play. If Boggs hadn't cut that off, it would have been a base hit for Griffin. How about that play Griffin made? He's not supposed to play, and he makes a great defensive play.
Well, this ball club has a lot of versatility like the Yankees, and they have a great defensive ball club. When you lose a guy like Alomar, I think that's a big plus for the Yankees, especially with Cito taking a back seat to Alomar.
All right, Paul Molitor flied out his first time up. Ball one.
Well, a great sign for the Yankees. Abbott has looked really sharp tonight. He has struck out 4 of these Blue Jays so far. He's had good location with his fastball and his slider.
What's this? Boy, it is a real estate. Looking to move out, eh? Can't stand the heat.
Or move in.
The right one. One on one. That's right. Move out.
For the Yankees to contend, and we've talked about it, the Yankees have talked about it, Abbott and Perez must get back on track. It looks like Abbott is back on track. And one thing that Abbott is doing now that he hadn't done before this time is that, I'm talking about the last 3 or 4 starts, the fact that he really only was using one part of the plate, and that was the inside part of the plate. Now he's utilizing the outside part of the plate, both with his fastball and his breaking ball.
You got to do that. You can't keep throwing in one spot all the time. That's what hurt him. Boy, this guy, I mean, he recoiled so quickly. He got the short swing, and man.
It's almost like he doesn't strike. You're talking about Molitor. Molitor with a 15-game hitting streak, batting .326.
Oh.
Got 15 home runs now. 19 is his career high. Batting in the 3rd position with 68 runs batted in.
No hitch. Watch, just holds that bat. Look at that, how quick. Good play by Kelly. And they got him. 2 men out.
One of the big reasons that Milwaukee is last in the American League East. Along with Molitor, they got rid of Bazio.
That's right.
But this is a slider, and it will tie you up inside when you utilize the outside part of the plate. If you get the hitter looking in one direction all the time for a pitch that's basically the same speed, I'm talking about the fastball and the slider, then he's probably going to wear you out because you're only talking about half of the plate. But when you start utilizing the whole plate and the fastballs and the sliders outside, you've got another area that you got to look at.
Right. He pops him up. Now let's see if O'Neill's going to get there. It's in the stands, though. Can't do anything about it. Carter struck out his first time up. No score.
Yeah, I was just going to say, have you ever checked out an offensive lineup like this?
No
especially
way.
When Ricky Henderson reports tomorrow night, he will be leading off. Devon White will move probably down in the 7th spot, 6th or 7th spot. They're not sure exactly where they're going to fit him in.
Not 9th. Yeah, that would be a 1-2 punch.
I asked Knight. I didn't ask Skipper Knight, but I asked one of the coaches, and he didn't think so. But he thought he would be hitting maybe 6th or 7th. Probably 7th, I would guess. But yeah, Knight, good point that you bring that up, because if you bat Devon White, then you got Devon White batting 9th, following Ricky Henderson, Roberto Alomar, Paul Molitor.
4 speedsters.
4 guys.
Whoa. They can really fly. All right, 2 balls and a strike on Carter. 2 out, nobody on, and no score on the top of the 4th. That's the pitch he likes. See that ball away from him? Oh, man, he can reach out and turn that right hand over and hit bullets. 2-2.
We were talking about the guys scoring runs in this lineup. Molitor leads the American League with 85 runs scored, followed by Devon White. Alomar is 4th in the American League, and now that they've added Ricky Henderson, he is 5th in the league, so they've got 5 out of the top 10 run scorers in the American League in their lineup.
Unbelievable. Abbott asks for time. He wants to go back, regroup.
Now, if I was a pitcher, I would take a cut in salary just to come over to pitch for this ball club.
Yes, for sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Mike Stanley giving the signs. Ryder down and in. Oh, did he get all of it? I hope not. Nope, he didn't. Okay. And Dion James makes the catch. Another 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 innings in a row. He set him down in order. At the end of 3.5, it's Toronto nothing in the Yankees.
I don't get it. Some guy bats .228 and makes $3 million bucks.
Can you imagine what Willie Mays would be worth today?
Yeah.
No holiday sweepstakes.
Another Heineken, right?
Yeah, please.
No blimp with our name on it. No racing team.
Hey, Mays.
None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
Where's all that money come from?
Ticket prices.
Yeah, I guess.
And all those beer commercials.
Hi, this has to be in LA tomorrow.
No problem, sir.
With express mail from the Postal Service, you're never left in the dark.
Yes, your package is in LA and being delivered.
Morning.
From just $9.95, we track, we trace, we deliver for you.
Put your heart into it. Be tough. I am not going to pay a lot for this muffler. By George, I think he's got it.
Don't be bullied into paying a lot for a muffler. Now more than ever at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Even if you can afford some of life's luxuries, you still need a way to get them home. Which is why the Isuzu Trooper comes with a cavernous amount of cargo space. 90.2 cubic feet to be exact.
850, 850, no one bid 850. Masha, sold to the gentleman in the blue blazer.
Plus, it's got a rather large towing capacity. The Isuzu Trooper, practically amazing.
Well, here's tonight's trivia question brought to you by NatWest. Can you name the active player who is second to Ricky Henderson in leadoff home runs? Well, that's a good question.
Yep. I don't know the answer, but it's a good question.
That's the reason it's a good question. It will test your mentality.
All right, scoreless ball game. It'll be Dion James, Don Mattingly, and Danny Todable will face Todd Stottlemyre. Angel. Toronto has 1 hit. The Yankees have 3. And it's low, ball 1.
Well, Scooter, we want to send along our condolences to the Ewing family. Ewing Kaufman.
Oh, yes. Face it. Nope. He didn't quite get enough.
A little jam shot.
Yep. Singled his first time up.
Ewing Kaufman, who owned the Kansas City Royals, died in his sleep last night. Just recently, they named Kansas City the Royal Stadium Kauffman Stadium, or Kauffman Sports Complex, I think it is.
It's quite a tribute.
Named it after him. Yeah, he has done quite a job for sports, and especially Major League Baseball in Kansas City.
See, remember he had that school, the first one to have a baseball school, in which Frank White came out of. played for the Royals for so many years.
They were going to develop their own players.
Right.
And teach them in their own school and then bring them up through their system after they went through the school.
That's right.
I forget the name of I guess it was just Royals Baseball Academy.
That's right. Yeah, little Dave.
In Florida.
Dave tried to go there, but you got to be a certain height to get in. He didn't hear me.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. Foul back out of play.
He doesn't have that look on his face because he didn't hear you. I can tell you that right now. He took that.
Look at him. No, he didn't hear me. See?
You know, there's a lot of things he doesn't hear.
That's right. I know it. I think he tunes us out on purpose.
I think he does too.
All right, one out. Mattingly lined into a double play, flying to center field, left field rather, and Boggs trying to score, tagged up, was out by about 10, 15 feet. Don is in the midst of a little bit of a slump. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's what, 0 for 12 right now, I think, in his last 12 at-bats. He swung at a pitch that he really didn't get a good swing at. When he could have driven Boggs right third. Good eye there.
Yeah, it's good eye. That's the first walk of the ball game by either pitcher. And that'll bring up Danny Tadabo, who bounced to short his first time up.
Yeah, the Yankees with an excellent opportunity in the first inning when they had runners at first and third, nobody out. Boggs got a little frisky at third, I thought.
Yeah, I thought he was faking it. Yeah, I thought he was just bluffing coming down. Whoa, he did not swing. They appealed to the first base umpire, but he says no.
Well, you're seeing 2 of the best offensive ball clubs in the American League. They are 1-2.
Bounced that one up again. It's 2 in a row he's bounced in front of the plate. Mattingly back to first. I think Moore said something that I missed.
Well, he certainly wasn't talking to me.
Look at the arms on Tadabo.
Well, just about every player today has those pipes on them, I guess you would say. Right. They look like pipes. They lift a lot of weights. I don't think there's a baseball player today that doesn't lift weights. Just if you go back 30 years or 40 years ago, there wasn't a player that lifted weights.
No. Low, he laid off again, 3-0. That's true.
Talk about the offense generated by both of these ball clubs. The Yankees came into tonight's ball game hitting as a team 284. And the Blue Jays 276.
Oh, they gave him a green light, and he got a fastball right in his wheelhouse and just missed it. I like to see that. If they get the green light and they take a swing at a good pitch, I like to see.
Well, if you're going to give the green light to anybody, you might as well give it to the guy that's in your cleanup position.
Yep.
And a guy that can, with one swing of the bat, get 2 runs on the board for you quickly.
Low, ball 4, and that'll move Mattingly to second. Tadabo to first with 1 out, and Paul O'Neill will be the batter. Hey, Mercer, over the weekend, I had the opportunity to go up to Albany. Went up to visit my daughter Penny, and went over to see the Albany Yankees play, and that kid Brian Taylor pitched. And I went in the locker room, and boy, did that bring back memories of when I was in the minor leagues. The kids with holes in their sweat socks, and they're good-looking big kids, all dying to get a crack in the big leagues. I'll tell you a little more about Taylor in a while. O'Neill takes the strike. He singled his first time up.
Well, how did he pitch that night?
Well, I tell you, he won the game. It was a strange. They said it was the best game he had pitched all year, and yet he gave up 10 hits, and they won 6-5. But he struck out 9, and they got a lot of those cheap hits off because he's come up with a great off-speed pitch. He throws the ball in the high 90s, and when he does throw it, like Gossage, when he was throwing that fastball through that little dinky slider, he'd be way out in front.
And one of the kids that everybody is mentioning in trade talks is Brian Taylor. Yankees refusing to give him up, along with a few others.
Right, they say he is a great athlete all the way around. Low, 2 balls and a strike. And time is called. Yeah, Rip Rowan, who's been up in Albany for so many years, great on sportsman on television and radio, and now public relations man for the Albany Yankees, brought me in the clubhouse. I met all the kids. Brian Butterfield was there pitching.
A lot of enthusiasm in those clubhouses.
I told him, I said, listen, you kids, who's that?
That's Gene Tennessee. He is now the skipper of this ball club since Gaston has been thrown out, giving us a few more hand signals than he should have.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No, they went away. They've been throwing him breaking pitches down and in. That time he threw him the fastball.
It's funny from the hitter's standpoint. When you got a 2-0 pitch, he's walked 2 guys. You figure that he's just going to lay one in there for you. It happened to be up and out of the strike zone. That's the one that you're probably going to swing at more times than not because it's eye level.
Line to center field, but it's going to be caught. And getting back in time is Mattingly. That's right at the center field of Devon White. Line drive, 2 out.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty surprised tonight that we haven't seen more action as far as hits and runs are concerned. I know we're in the bottom of the 4th inning, but Toronto only has 1 hit. And the Yankees only have 3 hits.
I know it. And they're playing this game like it's for the World Series or the championship game.
It may be.
Close to the vest. Yep. All right, Bernie Williams bounced into a force play his first time up. Stottlemyre wants to read the signs again. I never saw such big kids in my life in the minor leagues now.
Well, they don't even sign pitchers unless they're about 6'5". I mean, you got to be a minimum of 6'5", and then they may take a look at you. But you're right, they're huge, aren't they?
Boy, they are. Man.
And they're strong, and they're big, and they're good looking. And
you hit it all on the head.
It's just a pleasure to see.
Yep. Inside, 1-1. 2 out, 2 on, and no score in the bottom of the 4th. First game of a big 4-game series with the Blue Jays.
So this is the reason that Buck Showalter has reversed roles for Bernie Williams, is because he thinks that he's a guy that can drive in some runs. And Bernie has done a pretty good job in that 6th hole.
Inside, 2 more.
Bernie batting .369 since moving from the leadoff spot to the 6th spot in this order with 11 RBIs. He's got a career high 10 home runs also in the year.
Buck Showalter. Line base hit left field. And they held him. It's a good thing they did. He'd have been a dead duck too. I tell you, that was a bullet by Bernie Williams. He hit it too hard, and Mattingly could not score. And Boyer was not going to be caught the second time, sending a slow runner into the plate.
One of the things that the Yankees lack, obviously, is speed on their ball club. You take a look at the stolen bases on the Blue Jays, the stolen bases on the Yankees, and the Yankees lack a lot of speed. The Blue Jays outdistanced them in that category quite a bit. You can see Willie Cañate in left field, and he supports a pretty good arm. He's already shown it once to the Yankees. And a wise decision by Clete Boyer at third base to hold Mattingly up.
Well,
even though it bounced 3 or 4 times, it was right on target, and Mattingly was just getting to third base when that throw was coming in.
You know, a lot of people, when we talk about team speed, what the Yankees lack is the ability of these Blue Jays to go from first to third on singles that the Yankees can't make, possibly score on a play just like that with their speed. The 5 guys they got, well, the 4 guys right on top.
And what really that's very good that you bring that up, because it takes 2 base hits to drive in a Yankee runner, where it only takes 1 base hit to drive in a Blue Jay because of the speed that they have to go from first to third. Galen Cisco, the pitching coach, out to talk to Todd Stottlemyre. Yankees out with 4 hits in the ball game and threatening once again. This is their 2nd biggest threat since the game started.
Bases loaded. Mattingly's over at third base. Cartable at second, and Bernie Williams over at first. And Mike Stanley, who just missed.
Mr. Grand Slam, though, Mike Stanley.
Oh, that's right, he is. Yep. Oh, He just missed a home run the first time up. Low outside, ball one.
Stanley in the last 2 homestands here at Yankee Stadium, he's got 8 home runs, including 2 grand slams.
Oh, boy. I said he looks, I mean, I never saw a guy look like such a good hitter, guy who's never gotten a chance to play as much as he's playing this year.
I think he has surprised the Yankees. I don't think he's surprised himself about the power that he has shown to the opposite field. Stanley has really adapted to Yankee Stadium and taking that pitch to the opposite field.
Strike one, 1-1.
Well, it couldn't be a better situation for the Yankees with their hottest hitter at the plate. We mentioned the 2 grand slams. He's got 8 home runs and 21 RBIs in the last 13 games.
All right, Todd Stottlemyre. Oh, what a good pitch there.
Not a good pitch for a hitter to swing at on a 2-0. Nope. That was Stottlemyre's pitch, and he made a dandy.
All right.
You get geared up, as you well know, Scooter.
Yep.
On a 2-0 pitch, and Stottlemyre did not give in. It was a curve. It was a slider. I mean, check it. 2 strike, 1-1.
All right. He shakes off a couple of signs. Now he's got it. Stanley's got to bear it down now. Just hit it where it's pitched. And he loops it in the right field, but right there is Joe Carter and makes the catch. The Yankees leave the bases loaded at the end of 4. It's Toronto nothing and the Yankees nothing.
On completing the rear axle of C diagram set using a 9-inch gripping wrench, tighten the C diagram set to secure the frame extenders to the housing mount. Congratulations, you built a tricycle. While the simplest things can be made complex, the challenge is making the complex simple. That's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile, with straight answers, clear explanations, and with no assembly required. Bell Atlantic Mobile, advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex, do not stall. Desonex intercepts athlete's foot before it turns ugly, killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. There's a can at the store with your salvation in it. Come get it, or else don't blame Desonex. And for jock itch, Cruex is the #1 cure. Cruex kills jock itch fungus.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Enjoy all the Yankees excitement with Coca-Cola Classic. Always a big hit, always Coca-Cola. Now our Coca-Cola Classic quote, and it is an audio, so take a listen.
I would say I wouldn't know, but I would say the reason why they'd want it passed is to keep baseball going as the highest baseball sport that has gone into baseball, and from the baseball angle. I'm not going to speak of any other sport. I'm not in here to argue about other sports. I'm in the baseball business. It's been run cleaner than any baseball business that was ever put out in the 100 years at the present time.
Listen to this.
With reference to the applicability of the antitrust laws to baseball, my views are just about the same as Casey's.
That was really great. I'd say to Casey and then Mickey's answer.
Have you ever heard that whole
oh my gosh,
summation, I guess, from Casey on the antitrust?
I'd say that's the most confused Congress and everybody was in Washington, D.C. that day.
But what a quote by Mickey. I mean, it sounds just like him, too, doesn't it?
He comes out with a...
Oh, he does.
Yeah. All right, here's Olerud, who lined to left field. He rips a base hit to right field. That keeps his average. He'll probably pick up a point there. came in batting .402. He's 1 for 2 now. Boy, I tell you, he has got the stroke. That's only the second hit for Abbott. And it will bring up Tony Fernandez.
Olerud with that short, quick swing. And he uses all the fields. I mean, he uses right, center, and left. And he hits the ball where it's pitched. Olerud flirting with that 400 for the year. Well, he's probably up to 403 now, 404. Maybe get a chance to talk about him a little bit more. A chance to visit with Wade Boggs and ask him about hitting 400 and what he thought his chances, what Olerud's chances were.
Bounce, look at, holy cow, I don't know how he does it. They get it. Holy, you got center. That is unbelievable. They ought to give him a standing ovation. Now, Jim Abbott, how he does that so quickly, not only to turn that glove off from the left hand to the right hand, then reverse it and throw to second. Watch this.
You sound a little bit like Casey then. So
I know, but he's got me all excited.
Well, let's just take a look at it and see how he does it.
Oh, man.
Of course, Abbott born without the right hand, and he has been doing this his whole life. Everybody thinks it's a disadvantage except for him.
Yeah,
he says, look, it's just part of the way you play. It's just like having a glove on your hand and not having to exchange it from one hand to the other.
I tell you, that was beautiful.
Wasn't that great? It really is.
All right, here is Ed Sprague, struck out his first time up. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on, no score in the top of the 5th.
Not only is Jim Abbott an exceptional major league player, but he's also a beautiful person inside.
He is, absolutely. Close foul. So many brought cookies here tonight. You know how we all love them up here, and they're celebrating. Let's see, it's Lori Charrett celebrating her husband John's 30th birthday. Okay, happy birthday. There's a high pop-up. And coming on is Deion James. And makes the catch, and that'll do it. Great play by Abbott at the end of 4 1/2. Toronto nothing and the Yankees nothing.
When do you really need Hertz instant return? Airport rush hour. That little window of time when it seems that everybody's trying to make their flight home. Look, in just moments, the instant return computer prints out your receipt. No counters, no waiting. No time lost making your flight. Instant return is one more reason why Hertz beats the rush hour. My running days are over.
Catch the race for first place when the Yankees take on the defending world champion Toronto Blue Jays in 4 big games, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 7:30 and August 5th at 1. On August 5th, Model Sporting Goods and Champion present Yankee Water Bottle Day for kids 14 and under. So get your tickets now for Yankee Baseball 93. It's where the action's gonna be.
Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody gonna beat the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody gonna beat the Wiz now.
From Brussels to Budapest, Milan to Munich, Delta gives you more non-stops to more cities in Europe than any other airline in the world. 290 weekly flights. 21 countries. More Europe, more often. Nobody gives you more of Europe than Delta Airlines.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by Delta Airlines. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows. Well, tonight's trivia question was brought to you by Nat West, and that question, once again, can you name the active player who is second to Ricky Henderson in leadoff home runs? And the answer is Paul Molitor.
How do you like that? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Oh, I would have.
You would?
Well, he led off for so many years with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, I forgot about that. See,
when you bat third in this lineup, you don't even think of him as being a leadoff hitter anywhere else.
Right.
What a great player Molitor is.
Oh.
And what a great guy to have on your ball club.
Look at this. Is that real? More? Ooh.
Why you always ask him if it's real or not?
Of course, he's the one that puts this take 5, take 4. This might take 3. I don't know which one it is, what camera they're using, but that is beautiful. Full moon. Strike one on Mike Gallego, who flied to center his first time up. To right field, but Carter is right there. That ball was hit better than I thought. One man out. Unbelievable, but the pitchers must really be on tonight. 2 slugging teams, and there's just 6 hits in the ball game between the both of them.
You always hear about Carter and his home runs and the offensive ability that he brings to baseball with a great crowd on hand. I'm gonna guess that there's probably 45,000. I really, it's a good crowd on a Monday night with Toronto in town, but I really thought this stadium would be so totally out.
Well, you know, Monday, the people in the ticket office told me Monday is a night. They said that they got 35, they'd be happy, but I'm with you. That's between 40 and 45. Look at
I would say.
And I think the rest of the series is much better. And it's hard grounded to short, and Fernandez throws him out 2 away. Kelly bounces to short. Kelly now 0 for 2.
Even though you're going to get both ball clubs and both managers to say that this is not that important. I mean, yeah, we lose a few games, so what? It's not going to cost us the pennant. But I'll tell you what, it has a whole lot of an emotional backlash if somebody comes in here and gets swept.
Absolutely.
Or if you lose 3 out of 4, then you start maybe doubting yourself a bit. So emotionally, it is not a good sign for a ball club that's in contention.
Nope. Strike one. Boggs singled his first time up, bounced to first, and the fans are the ones who really take it to heart. I mean, if the Yankee fans get 3 out of 4, they'll be jumping with joy. And just the opposite if they lose 3 out of 4. Baltimore leading Milwaukee 2-1. No. Base hit to right field. He waited on that breaking pitch and turned that left hand over the top. 2 for 3 for Boggs. 2-out single.
Yeah, Boggs 0 for 4 yesterday. A mini 4-game hitting streak on the line. But when you have a professional hitter like Wade Boggs, John Olerud, Don Mattingly, when the big games are on the line, you will see these guys producing.
Yep. All right, here's Dion James. Base hit up the middle. Whoa! Dion is 2 for 3. Man, has he got the stroke, huh?
Well, Dion, who hit a 420-foot home run into the center field bleachers yesterday. He was 3 for 4. He has been also one of the hottest hitters. Dion James, his average has got to be up over 340 now.
And listen to this crowd for Mattingly. Now, Mattingly was up in the first inning with runners at first and third and nobody out. Hit the line drive to left field, but it was too shallow, and he got a double play as Boggs tried to score from third. And then Don walked in the 4th inning, so he's up there now with 2 out and 2 on. And about 0 for 12 or 13, so he needs a base hit to get out of this little slump, and that's low, ball 1.
Well, the Yankees are putting the right men up at the right time. They're not getting that key base hit that they need.
But you're right, they're putting the right man up.
But with 2 outs in the last couple of innings, they've had the men up that they really want to drive in runs with a couple of outs, 1 out, 2 outs.
All right, they have Carnival, Mattingly, and down the left field line, but making Cagnati makes the catch. That kid's shown me something today. Defensively with the arm. At the end of 5 now is Toronto 0, Yankees 0.
Hey, we know you're busy and can't worry about the best time to buy a car, but here's a clue. The Jeep and Eagle clearance. Unlike any other because it's on great vehicles like Jeep Grand Cherokee or this award winner, Eagle Vision. And we're not shouting, but you get $500 back on 4-cylinder Jeep Wranglers and save up to 8 on Jeep Cherokee Sport. So take a time out. You could save a lot of money here. The Jeep and Eagle clearance. Worth looking into. Hey, we'll see you there.
your business gives up AT&T quality because some other company predicts a deluge of savings on a long-distance call, don't be surprised if the forecast is wrong. Leaving AT&T doesn't make a lot of sense. If your business gives up AT&T quality, chasing after big savings from another long-distance company, don't expect to find a pot of gold. Leaving AT&T doesn't make a lot of sense.
There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. A fresh little crib, you know, and brand spanking new. And that shoe let her do things that no man could do. She jukes and she cuts and stops dead in her tracks. She plants and she spins, leaving chumps on their backs. And who gets the credit? Some mother named Goose. Check you out, yo. Converse, of course. And that new React juice.
Come on, push yourself. Put your heart into it. Be tough.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
More feeling.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
Now that I'm in the Meineke corner, if anyone says you have to pay a lot to get high-quality muffler service, you know what to tell them. I am not going to pay a lot for this muffler. By George, I think he's got it.
Now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Yankees and WPIX is prohibited.
All right, Jim Abbott pitching to Pat Borders, who popped out to Stanley his first time up. No score in the top of the sixth, and a bunt attempt. It's a dandy. Boggs trying to pick it up barehanded. Didn't have to, but he tried to pick it up barehanded and throw, and that'll go as a base hit. A little backspin on that ball.
Perfect bunt by the catcher, Pat Borders, who doesn't run that bad. He runs pretty good for a catcher, but he sees Boggs back probably about 4 steps behind third base. But if Boggs comes up with it, he's got a real good shot of throwing Borders out. But because it's such a perfect bunt, you've got to try to barehand it and make the play, and that's the reason that Boggs couldn't come up with it.
Had a little spin on it, and he couldn't handle it. All right, now they got to look out. Willie Cagnate. Oh, did he square?
Yes, he did.
He did. All right. So that's one good way of finding out if the bunt is on. Now let's see if they take it off or leave it on. Now he's calling them out. That's exactly what they're going to talk about. Maybe let him take a pop at it.
Well, he's probably telling the young man not to give yourself up too soon, because the reason that they throw over a lot of times, or they'll step off the mound, is to see if the batter will give himself up to indicate what that they think they're going to do.
Well, this is a good way to look. Oh boy, look at that moon just above the lights here at Yankee Stadium. Quick throw, but he's back. Nobody out and no score in the top of the sixth. Now watch Borders. He might try to steal one or hit and run. And takes a pitch inside. He had squared the bunt.
Leyva at third, flashing signs. Packer, you know, their original third base coach was hit by a car in an accident right before the All-Star break.
Madame Bluff coming in, goes back. Now, you watch these kids, this Cagnate. All these kids know how to bunt. Watch how nicely he does it. He just turns the body. He doesn't grab the bat like a death grip and lean forward and start running.
And a good pickup by the Blue Jays, because they purchased him from the Cincinnati Reds for $35,000. The Reds had drafted him in that Rule 5 draft.
Look at this. Couldn't do it any better. Bounced it off the plate. And the sacrifice is successful. 3 to 4. The That's the way to bunt the ball. You turn the hips, just keep the feet, same stance, face the pitcher, and watch this.
But you don't always get an opportunity to bounce it off the plate.
No, I don't mean that, but see the way that stance right there, and had the bat out so it wouldn't go foul.
I thought you're supposed to be more square to the pitcher.
Not really. The bat has to be.
I thought with your body.
No, because that's
you just talk about your upper body.
The upper body.
Forget about your lower body.
Forget the lower body. Because when you do that, you're susceptible to pit bunts outside. Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Go foul. Fair ball. Holy cow, I don't believe it. Oh, that Devon White. He golfed a low slider, and I thought it was going to. He hit it so hard it didn't have time to curve foul. I'd like to see how far that was fair. 2-run homer, and Toronto leads 2-0.
Well, it hit inside the foul pole on the screen.
Oh.
But it looked like Devon White knew what was coming. I mean, he was looking, it looked like for a slider down and in. See if this is a slider. And it is, and I mean, he just nailed it. And you can see it's about 2 or 3 feet fair to the right as it hits that screen and on the fair side of the foul pole. If the foul pole is fair, how come they call it foul?
Oh.
They should call it the foul indicator.
So the Yankees suddenly trailing 2-0. And that's a strike 1-1.
Well, a pleasant surprise for the Blue Jays. They were playing for the 1 run by sacrificing the runner down to second base. And then Devon White came up with his 12th home run of the year.
Oh, look at Griffin. Knew he had a pitch up in his eyes that he might have been able to time it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bill Carter and Pat Borders talking.
Either one of these ball clubs can strike and strike quickly.
Yep.
And they can score a lot of runs. That was a pretty good pitch by Jim Abbott, too. And I was a little surprised that Devon White hit it so hard down the left field line. It looked like he was looking for that certain pitch. And he didn't waste any time when he got it.
Nope. Out of play. Still 3-2. And those of you tuning in late wondering where Roberto Alomar is, he was ejected from the ballgame in the very first inning, along with the manager, Tito Gaston, arguing a called third strike. Struck him out. That's where he wanted to put that pitch to Devon White. But he got it over the plate a little too much. Down and in.
Almost the same pitch that White hit out.
Yep.
You can see that ball out of the middle plate, and all of a sudden it just darts right down and in on the right-handed batter.
All right, 2 out. Here's Molitor. Fly to center, bounce to second. Blue Jays lead 2-0 in the top of the 6th, and that did quiet the crowd. And Bronx has got it and throws him out. But 2 big runs, and at the end of 5.5, Toronto 2 and the Yankees nothing.
I don't get it. Some guy bats .228 and makes $3 million bucks.
Can you imagine what Willie Mays would be worth today?
Yeah.
No holiday sweepstakes.
Another Heineken, right?
Yeah, please.
No blimp with our name on it. No racing team.
Hey, Mays.
None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
Where's all that money come from?
Ticket prices.
Yeah, I guess.
And all those beer commercials.
Okay, dog. Roll over. Fetch the paper. Fetch the paper. Big. Say, you should play Take 5. The game 500,000 New Yorkers win every week. Be a winner. Play Take 5, Tuesdays and Fridays.
I've always wanted an apartment with a view of the park.
I want a place in the country
where I can grow my roses.
Someplace with a feeling of neighborhood.
And a school where I felt that they were safe and secure.
We'd like to spend our 50th anniversary on some little island.
There were like 100,000 toys.
Well, tomorrow at 8 on Channel 11, Robert Redford's a lawyer with a bad case of the hots for Deborah Winger and Daryl Hannah, whatever that means. It's a deadly triangle of love, lust, and murder in Legal Eagles. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock on Channel 11, New York's movie station.
John Moore must have written that. He doesn't.
I can't wait to see that one.
Boy, I tell you.
Legal Eagles.
All right, the Yankees now got to bounce back. They are trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Tardible, O'Neill, and Williams. And that's low ball one. Hey, Mercer, today, you missed it today out at the that Snapple tournament out in Long Island. Mr. Greenberg, with the head of Snapple, and wow, that is a terrific drink, brought Jennifer Capriati out. A young tennis player. You know, she's only 17.
Yeah.
I thought she was.
I saw her this morning before she went out to,
that's
to
right.
the tournament.
Oh, did
she
you?
was at the Tuscany Hotel, one of the Doral properties, having breakfast, and I was in there.
I tell you, it seems like she's been playing for 10 years, and she's only 17.
They have short careers in tennis.
Yeah, they do. She was there with her mother and taking pictures with everybody. 3 balls, no strikes on Tardible.
This game is far from being over.
Oh, that's for sure.
Stottlemyre, who has really struggled this year, has never really, I guess you would say, pitched up to his potential.
No, no way.
He has terrific stuff.
When you look at his record every year, you say, how can they do this?
How can he be at 500 or a little bit below 500 with kind of a high ERA? He
ripped to left center, but Devon White is right there. Oh, Yankees have hit some shots out there. 1 man out.
Well, that was a line shot, and I mean, it was one of those sinking line drives, which is the hardest ball for an outfielder to catch. But getting back to Todd Stottlemyre, one thing that they talk about is that sometimes his pitches are basically the same speed when he tries to throw the sinker and the slider. And so when he doesn't have real good location, then he's pretty hittable, because most of the time when you're trying to adjust, you don't have to adjust to too much.
He's had so many hits against innings pitched, which is really
unbelievable. What was it, 123 hits to 107 innings, something like that?
All right, Paul O'Neill is 1 for 2. Inside, 1-1.
His last win came on June the 28th against the Orioles. And he hasn't won since that time.
You know, he gets off to such a great start early in the year. You know? Always pitches opening day. Inside, 2-1. They asked the third base umpire. He said no, he did not swing. Toronto with 4 hits, the big blow, the 2-run homer. Devon White, Yankees have 6 hits. And that's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Get all of it. When he swung, it looked like he had gotten it, but he must have hit it with the hand a little bit.
Well, it was up and in just a bit, so he got in on him. He was unable to really extend the arms and the hands. O'Neill can't believe that he didn't get a better swing at it, but it got in on him just a little bit.
That's right. All right, 2 out. Yeah.
See how it tied him up, his hands?
There's Bernie Williams. Bernie is 1 for 2. Bouncing to a force plane, single to left. Ball one. The Yankees have had their chances in this ball game. They haven't come up with that clutch base hit.
Let's see, they have left 6 base runners on, I guess. Is that what you have?
Yep. They left 3 on in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. 1 in the 1st inning.
That's what I have.
Big chance. As a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out, nobody on. 2-0. Toronto leading.
The Yankees, with a little bit more speed, probably could have had at least one run in this game.
Right.
Possibly 2. The base hits came in front of 2 of the slowest runners on the Yankee ball club, Mattingly and Boggs.
Yep.
I can't believe that Showalter's wearing that jacket.
No, I can't either.
I mean, a hot series on a hot day.
Very humid.
Hot innings.
Little loop, but that's going to drop in for a base hit. Well, the Yankees have been at their most dangerous with 2 out in this ball game. And I've left a lot of men on base with 2 out too, but at least they've come up. And here's Stanley now. Stanley flying deep to left and flying to right. I hope Bernie doesn't decide to try and steal right here.
Well, it depends on what the count is on Stanley. You certainly want to give Stanley a chance to hit one out of the ballpark since he has been hot with the bat and hitting home runs. 19 home runs on the year. But if he gets a couple of strikes on him, I think it's a pretty good choice to try to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Down low, ball 1.
You have noticed that Bernie has gotten a lot more aggressive on the base pass.
Yep.
Bernie feeling more comfortable hitting in the 6th slot and also stealing bases.
Quick, whoa, boy. Quick snap throw from his knees. Reminds me of Campy. Never know. Oh, well, he could throw you out trying to steal from the kneeling pitcher.
Thurman Munson, too.
Munson, wasn't it 14 years ago?
Yeah, August the 2nd, 1979.
Man.
When we lost Thurman.
Boy, he was some unusual catcher. He threw sidearm, underhand, any way to get you out.
Anyway.
Seems like Stanley had power to right field, left center. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, we want to congratulate Reggie Jackson.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
In his induction to the Baseball Hall of Fame yesterday, and he said in his speech that Thurman was the best hitter that he played with.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Even though Thurman and Reggie really, they had their ups and downs as far as their personalities were concerned.
When he first came, but they straightened that out a little bit at the end.
Well, they certainly respected each other as far as players were concerned. No doubt about that.
2 balls, 1 strike. Oh, no, got it in on the hands again. And Devon White makes the catch, and the Yankees are out. At the end of 6 is Toronto 2 and the Yankees nothing.
Okay, pull away from the curb and take a left at the end of the block.
Yes, sir.
Is this a new trooper?
Yes, sir. It's my mom's.
Tell you what, take a right instead.
Yes, sir.
If ever there was an excuse for driving a little bit out of your way, this is it.
Very nice.
Wait, I didn't get to parallel park.
You're right.
The Isuzu Trooper. Practically amazing.
Very nice.
Some backyard barbecues come with free electricity. Bennigan's Backyard Barbecue comes with free tumbleweed twister onions. Order 2 barbecue meals like our famous chicken and ribs barbecue platter, and the tumbleweed twisters are free. Only at Bennigan's.
Saturday, tango. Great. Bye. Dance. Dance.
We are Bianca.
And Benny.
Master the passion of the tango. The cha-cha-cha.
Bianca and I started on Broadway in 1950.
Benny, we teach all levels.
That was the original production of Coco Loco.
No partner necessary. You'll be tangoing tomorrow.
The 9X Yellow Pages. It's surprising what the ads can tell you.
I taught all the stars.
Benny.
It speeds through space, locks onto its target, destroying the enemy with a thunderous... Jets football is booming on Channel 11 as the Jets unleash their new Top Gun, star quarterback Boomer Esiason. check out a power-packed roster with Ronnie Lott, Leonard Marshall, and Johnny Johnson. It's going to be a real dogfight when Boomer bombs the Pittsburgh Steelers with color commentary by Joe Namath. Live Saturday at 6 on Channel 11.
Well, the 7th inning game recap is brought to you by Budweiser. Small recap tonight. Toronto in the first inning. They get Roberto Alomar and the skipper Cito Gaston ejected from this ball game. And then in the 6th inning, the only run scored, a 2-run home run by Devon White off of Jim Abbott. And that's where we stand right now. It's Toronto 2 and the Yankees nothing as we move into the 7th inning. Our good buddy Tom Seaver joins us once again in the booth. Joe Carter will lead it off for the Yankees, for the Blue Jays, followed by Olerud and then Tony Fernandez. Good crowd on hand for the first game of this 4-game series between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Hit hard and high into center field. Bernie on the run, and he gets there to make the catch. Boy, there have been an awful lot of balls hit hard tonight, but right at the fielders. You can see the potential of both of these ball clubs, Tom. Scoring runs and the offensive explosions by both the ball clubs are there at any moment.
They are explosive ball clubs, no question about that. Carter just cut this ball a little bit away from Bernie Williams. Got 2 outstanding defensive center fielders in the ball game, and the number 3 ball club in scoring runs, and the number 2 ball club in scoring runs in the American League. So 2 ball clubs that can put points on the board in a hurry, and 2 pretty good pitching match jobs tonight.
And John Olerud sends one into center field. It's hit hard, but right at Bernie. And there's 2 outs. Olerud now 1 for 3 in this game. And with 2 down, that'll bring up the switch hitter, Tony Fernandez. And what a pickup by the Toronto Blue Jays, as Tony Fernandez is sent from the New York Mets to Toronto for Darren Jackson. Just what the doctor ordered for the Blue Jays. They needed the shortstop. Fernandez once their mainstay there at shortstop. Then he was traded away, eventually found his way home. And he has done a terrific job. Almost a wake-up call for Tony Fernandez, and he has done a great job hitting behind John Olerud, who has been pitched around quite a bit. 0-1 count to Fernandez. Sharply hit down the left field line. It could be extra base hit. Over quickly is Deion James, but it'll be a stand-up double, 2-out double by Tony Fernandez, and Ed Sprague will come to the plate.
It was almost in the same spot that Devon White hit the ball, down and in, a slider that looked like it did not get down in, and kind of hung up about knee-high and a little bit off speed. He left that over the plate, maybe. Take a look at it here and see where it ends up. Yeah, it's a soft breaking ball, and got it down, but he left it in the middle of the plate.
Ed Sprague 0 for 2. Left side, and it's going to be Gallego. And dramatically, no damage done as the Blue Jays leave 1 here in the 7th. It's 2-0 Blue Jays at the end of 6.5.
The GMC Jimmy is already loaded with a powerful V6 engine and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes standard. And now we've dropped in a few extras, like reclining seats, air conditioning, a killer stereo, tinted glass, and much more. Now, how do we load you into a Jimmy? With this limited time smart lease.
Drop in to your Tri-State GMC truck.
Dear Midas, after getting an outrageous estimate at my dealer, I came back to your shop. Your mechanics,
John, Jim, Ron, Robert,
gave me a free estimate, stayed late to finish the job, and even pointed out that my brake pads were under warranty, saving me a lot. I was so thankful for not being taken advantage of. I bought them all lunch the next day. Thank you, Sarah Acco.
Rekoton wireless speakers at Nobody Beats the Wiz. Totally new RF technology that'll take your sound wherever you want it. Just attach our transmitter to your audio or video system and get full, rich stereo sound. Upstairs, downstairs, even outside. And with Recorton wireless headphones, you'll enjoy a freedom and privacy you've never known. Recorton wireless speakers and headphones at Nobody Beats the Wiz. It doesn't get any easier than this.
Toyota trucks, the hottest thing on and off the road. It's Toyota's July's Jumpin' Sales event. Make a cool deal on a Toyota 4x4, the best-selling 4x4 compact pickup for 13 consecutive years. And save on extra value option packages. There's factory-to-dealer incentives on a great selection of affordable trucks, even on the big Toyota T100. Ranked best full-size pickup and initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. See your Toyota dealer now.
Toyota's hot.
Hot trucks, hot deals.
Well, this big series continues tomorrow at 7:30. The Yankees and the Blue Jays, that's on MSG. And Wednesday at 7:30 again on MSG. And then Thursday afternoon, a 1 o'clock ball game between Toronto and the Yankees. That game also on MSG. And our next telecast is going to be on Friday. We'll be up in Minnesota. The Yankees and the Twins go at it. That's an 8 o'clock ball game.
And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Yankees behind by 2 runs, 2-0 Blue Jays. Mike Gallego will lead it off, followed by Kelly, and then back up top to Wade Boggs. And the first pitch to Gallego, up and in, ball 1. Gallego 0 for 2, is flied out twice.
I was sitting in Arthur Richmond's office in the middle 3 innings listening to you and Scooter talk about Todd Stottlemyre, and well, you guys hit the nail right on the head, Bobby. I mean, he has great stuff. And he'll pitch to 3 or 4 hitters, and he's absolutely unhittable. Absolutely, it's just like nobody could hit him, and then he pitches just poorly. He pitches poorly. Not that he's throwing badly, he's pitching poorly.
2-0 pitch inside, ball 3, 3-0.
He did the same thing last inning. He gets 2 runs. They get the 2-run home run. He goes out there last inning and falls right behind Danny Tartabull. And here he is. He's got 2-run lead in the 7th inning.
I think Brinkman called that.
Somebody called that a strike. It looked like a ball, but it says 2-1 on the board.
That's inside, and I guess he did call the last pitch a strike. So it's 3 balls and a strike now to Gallego. All the pitches have been up and in. That's Kelly on deck. But you're right, Tom. The last inning, last 2 innings, last 3 innings, as a matter of fact. Sharply hit in the left field, base hit, Yankees. So Gallego with leadoff single here in the 7th. That'll bring up Pat Kelly with nobody out. The Yankees now with 8 hits in the ball game. That's Gene Tinnis that you're looking at. Cito Gaston ejected in the 1st inning, so Gene Tinnis takes over. And the Yankees have hit the ball hard, along with the Blue Jays. They've hit the ball hard, too. The Yankees have had plenty of opportunities to drive in runs. They just haven't gotten the key hit at the right time yet.
Two good offensive ball clubs, and you expect them to hit the ball hard.
To say the least.
They've done it.
Pat Kelly swings, pops one up right side. Alfredo Griffin to make the play, and there's 1 out.
You know, a 2-0 ball game, and the difference, and you and Phil were talking about it, team speed again. The Yankees get Boggs thrown out at home plate on the fly ball to Kenyatte in left, right? And then Mattingly can't score with 2 outs on a ball that was, yes, granted, hit right on the nose by Bernie Williams, the lefty. But that an indication of team speed. Doesn't show up in the stat sheet. It shows up in stolen bases, but these are things that are not covered as far as statistics go.
Wade Boggs will step in with 1 down. Well, what you're talking about is normally if you're going to try and take a chance to score a runner from second, you'll do it with 2 outs. And it was such a flagrant out at the home plate that even though Kenyatte threw one about 10 hops and reached home plate, Mattingly still would have been out if Boyer had a inning. Down low, ball 2, 2-0. Deion James on deck. Boggs tonight is 2 for 3. He led this game off in the bottom of the 1st inning for the Yankees. Base hit. The Yankees had 2 base hits. Their first 2 men on. Then Mattingly flied out to left field.
That's Danny Cox and Al Leiter in the bullpen for Toronto.
And Todd Stottlemyre walking way behind the pitcher's mound. And most of the time, Tom, when a pitcher does that, he's protesting an umpire's call. Now, on the other hand, he may be trying to get his thoughts.
Yeah, get his thoughts and get a breather, too.
Get a breather.
In the 7th inning, it's been a hot, humid night here.
Boggs lifts this one out into left field. Should be an easy play for Cañate. And he makes the play, and there's 2 outs.
I don't think he was arguing on the pitch to Boggs. Neither one of them were very close. But again, a hot, humid night at the stadium. It's an easy and emotional game for this young man. They're independent race. His father worked here for so many years. He used to shag balls here at Yankee Stadium during batting practice. Used to hang around with Julio, and I mean, he has great memories here at this stadium. So it's a big emotionally as well as the heat. He's tired.
Yeah, there's something wrong with him.
He is tired.
He's exhausted, and he's asked Borders to come out. You're right. He went way behind the mound, almost out to second base just to get a breather. And you got to believe that the manager and the pitching coach has got to pick that up. Either that, if he's telling Borders that he's exhausted, then Borders should tell somebody immediately that Stottlemyre's running out of gas.
Well, he should have a signal with his pitching coach.
Now let's see Borders. He's looking over.
Yep. You twirl his fingers or let the pitching coach know that, hey, you know, I'm running down to empty here. Don't be afraid to come get me. Deion James has hit the ball hard off of him.
He's hit the ball hard 3 times. He's come up with 2 base hits. Deion's average now up to 342 with 2 outs here in the 7th. And Toronto on top 2-0. Deion, who hit a ball 420 feet yesterday out into the center field bleacher section. I've seen some balls hit this year, Tom, that I can't believe left the ballpark.
Hey, listen,
and I'll tell you what, if this ball's not juiced up, then these guys are getting stronger. Sharply hit out of the center field, but it's right at Devon White to end this inning. So Deion James hits the ball hard once again, but the Yankees come up with the big 0. We played 7, 2-0 Jays.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
For quick response. For smooth acceleration, turn him loose. For a cleaner engine, turn him loose. Move up to 93 octane Exxon Supreme and turn the Tiger loose.
Have you seen all the press Ford's been getting? The Ford Taurus is the #1 selling car in America. In fact, of the 10 best-selling vehicles in America, 5 of them are Fords. Only your Ford dealer can make this claim. I keep telling you, Ford is winning back America.
Now driving the best-selling cars and trucks in America is easier than ever with a red carpet lease. Ask your Ford dealer about his 2-year lease plan today.
Your Ford dealer is winning back America with 5 of the 10 best sellers. See your tri-state quality Ford dealer and see for yourself.
New York Yankee Baseball is brought to you in part by your tri-state quality Ford dealers who are winning back America with 5 of the top 10 best sellers. See your Ford dealer and see for yourself. Well, we go to the top of the 8th inning, and Todd Stottlemyre has, Todd Stottlemyre, I'm thinking Mel Stottlemyre, got him on my brain. Both of them. Todd has shut out the Yankees on 8 hits through 7 innings. And he is getting the ammonia towel from the trainer on the bench. That just is a refresher. And he puts some ammonia down in an ice bucket. And that is a tonic and a lift me up. Whether he will be in the game or not, when we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, there is still action in the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen. And he may be gone. He may be heading for the clubhouse.
He looked exhausted. Pat Borders leads it off for the Blue Jays. It was Borders who led it off for the Jays in the 6th inning with a base hit bunt. A beautiful bunt laid down the third baseline. Then he was sacrificed to second, and then Devon White hit the first pitch in to left field for a home run. That's where we at right now. So Borders leads this inning off with a base hit to right field this time. Now we'll see what Willie Cañate does about trying to move Borders around.
Well, they bunted last time. You certainly got to expect that they're going to bunt here. Borders does not run well, and it takes a good bunt to get in there. Cañate made a good bunt his last time to the plate. He bunted it right off of the plate. Mounts very high, and Mattingly made a very tough play. I mean, that was a very risky play. Caught the ball barehanded and got the runner at first base. And Yankee action in their bullpen. Bobby Munoz is going to start throwing.
Now this is where a reliever, if it doesn't take him very long to get ready, and one of the things that Bobby Munoz has adapted to is the fact that probably about 10 pitches and he's ready to come into the ball game. That's a big asset for a manager, to have a guy that can get warm in that big of a hurry. Also, Paul Ossenmacher warming now with Bobby Munoz. Willie Cañate, who is officially 0 for 1. He struck out the third and laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 6th inning. Ricky Henderson, who was traded to this ball club, has not arrived yet. He is expected for tomorrow's ball game. And once again, Cañate squaring around a bunt, but it's up high, ball 1.
One of the great assets of the Blue Jays, Bobby, is that Devon White is switch hitter, hitting in the leadoff spot, and then Roberto Alomar is a switch hitter. He's out of the game, but you bring in Alfredo Griffin. He's a switch hitter. So
Tony Fernandez.
I know this left-right doesn't make any difference, especially in the 3 of the 9 spots for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Gene Tennis, who is on the bench, is now coaching first base, and they've got Borders picked off. Mattingly will just run him down, put the tag on him, and there's 1 out. So Borders caught looking at first.
Well, there's really no place to go for Pat Borders. Just a base running mistake. When you don't have good speed, you try to cheat a little bit. You try to gain an extra foot somewhere, and Jim Abbott just absolutely nails him at first base. Place to go until the ball's delivered.
So he'll concentrate on Cañate, who tries to push one to the right side. It goes foul, so the count is 1-1. Jim Abbott has given up 2 runs on only 6 base hits to the Blue Jays. But the big blow, Devon White, his 12th home run of the year, and he's on deck. Taking a look at our Wiz scoreboard now, Milwaukee leading Baltimore, and Texas leading the White Sox. And that pitch down low for a ball. It's 2-1 now to Cañate. Cañate picked up in the Rule 5 draft by the Cincinnati Reds. That's foul off the left side, and then the Blue Jays paid $35,000 to get him.
Well, I don't think he'll be playing left field tomorrow.
No, I think they're going to have a different left fielder, Ricky Henderson.
Number 14 is going to be in left field tomorrow.
Number 14 will be in left field. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 on a very weak swing, that is. Looked like he got fooled. Stanley down to Mattingly, and there's 2 outs. Let's see, that's 6 strikeouts now for Abbott. That'll bring up Devon White, who is 2 for 3 with the only 2 RBIs in this game. As Tom told you, he is a switch hitter. 1 of 4 in this Blue Jay lineup tonight. And the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. White really not known for his hitting, and especially for his power, but he does have good power. He is more known for his base stealing and running down those fly balls in the outfield. He's an excellent outfielder, and he really stabilizes center field for the Blue Jays. pitch missing inside. It's ball 2, 2-1 now to Devon White.
You know, when the artificial surfaces, excuse me, Bobby, came in, ball clubs realized how important it was to have somebody in center field that had great speed to cut the ball off in the alley and reduce the number of extra base hits that would be hit into the alley.
Out into right field, O'Neill is going to be there to make the play. The Blue Jays are gone here in the top of the 8th inning. Yankees coming to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. It's 2-0 Jays.
The GMC Jimmy is already loaded with a powerful V6 engine and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes standard. And now we've dropped in a few extras. Like reclining seats, air conditioning, a killer stereo, tinted glass, and much more. Now, how do we load you into a Jimmy? With this limited time smart lease.
Drop in to your Tri-State GMC truck.
You ever eat bear?
No.
You're gonna like it. Tastes just like chicken.
What's that?
Look, if you want the taste of chicken, come to Roy Rogers, where 5 pieces of Roy's incredible fried chicken are just $3.99.
So, what do you think? Great. Tastes just like chicken.
Roy Rogers. The hands, to me, are the most important part of sports. And I began to realize my hands was quick when I started picking cotton. At that time, blacks could not play in the major leagues. In my mind, I was saying, this is something I really want. And sure enough, in 1953, I signed with the Cubs. I've been a member of the Hall of Fame since 1977. I've been an American Express card member since 1989.
American Express is welcomed at the Hall of Fame and anywhere else people go to dream.
Well, on Friday, August the 13th, the Yankees, in conjunction with the Hudson Valley Blood Services, will sponsor a blood drive at the stadium from 9 to 2:30 p.m. The blood drive is open to anyone between ages of 17 and 76 in general good health, and each donor will receive a free Yankee giveaway and will be entered into a raffle for autographed Yankee memorabilia. For more information, you can call this number, 1-800-843-BLOOD, 1-800-843-BLOOD, extension 200. Remember, you must bring proper identification in order to donate. A good cause here at the stadium, a blood drive. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and a pitching change as we suspected for the Blue Jays. Danny Cox comes on to take over for Todd Stottlemyre, who shut out the Yankees on 8 hits through 7 innings, but with the heat and humidity, and he looked like he had run out of gas in the 7th. So Blue Jays minus Cito Gaston. Their manager being thrown out of the ball game. Now turn it over to Danny Cox. Cox 5-5, a 2.9 earned run average, and this is 30th appearance for Toronto.
And the middle of the order for the Yankees coming up, Mattingly, Tartabull, and O'Neill. And Cox delivers in for a called strike to Mattingly, who is 0 for 2 tonight with 2 flyouts to left field and a walk. Danny Cox, who started last year with the Philadelphia Phillies. Mattingly hits it sharply into right field, but coming on is Carter to make the play. And there's a quick one down here in the bottom of the 8th. And then the Phillies just outright released Cox. He was signed by the Pirates. And then the Blue Jays signed him at the end of the year. That'll bring up Danny Tartabull, the designated hitter. Officially 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts and a walk. Well, Danny Tartabull has been in that DH slot for quite some time now. Danny, I would suspect, is getting better. You know, he went to the DH slot because he had hurt his arm in the outfield and hasn't played in the outfield since that time. But tonight the Yankees may be a little bit shorthanded, maybe not. When the game started, Matt Noakes, who had already hit a couple of home runs off of Mel Stottlemyre. You got me talking about Todd Stottlemyre. It keeps him on the bench with that designated hitter slot taken up by Tartabull. But on the other hand, if Noakes is in there and Tartabull's in the outfield, then either O'Neill or Deion James has got to go, or Bernie. And most likely Deion James. That pitch down low for a ball, 2-1.
Well, you know, Buck has been playing the hot hand all year long. He's been very successful. I mean, Deion James, you cannot say enough about him. When Mattingly was hurt and Bernie Williams was hurt, I mean, you had guys in this ball club stepping up and hitting 300, getting a chance to play and just absolutely doing the job. And the Yankees would not be here a game behind Toronto. It had not been for the depth of their bench. Guys like Deion James, who stepped forward and said, listen, I'm pick up the ball club. And Buck has not been afraid ever since, when they are swinging the hot bat, to stick him in the lineup for a week or so.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs here in the 8th.
Cox had his best years with the St. Louis Cardinals back in the middle 1980s. He was a starting pitcher for them, and then he had some arm trouble. Get it up there pretty good too. He started 35 games for St. Louis one year.
With 2 outs, that'll bring up Paul O'Neill, looking for his first base hit tonight. O'Neill 0 for 3. That pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. The Yankees behind by 2. It's 2-0 with the Yankees batting in the 8th. Pitch foul back and out of play. Count goes to 1-1. Well, that's Dwayne Ward now beginning to warm up for the Blue Jays. He is their stopper now that Tom Hankey is gone. Hankey traded or granted free agency, and he took off for Texas. Another pitch foul off the left side, now to play. It's 1-2 to O'Neill.
You know, Bobby, the Yankees 60-46 in the 106 games that they played last year. They are 49-57 at this time, an 11-game swing. I mean, that's a. You say, well, just 11 games. That's a huge improvement. Right back in the race.
2 balls, 2 strikes to O'Neill. Bernie Williams on deck for the Yankees. If the Blue Jays have weak links, and they do, it's in their starting rotation. Guys like Jack Morris, Dave Stewart. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Danny Cox, and the Yankees are down 1-2-3 here in the 8th. Blue Jays coming to bat, top of the 9th, leading 2-0.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud. July is jumping.
It's Toyota's July's Jumping Sales Event. Drive the car everyone's talking about. Camry XLE V6, the best car built in the U.S. And right now, our special Camry lease program makes it even easier to get into our popular 4-cylinder Camry. Experience what Car and Driver calls one of the 10 best cars for 1993. But see a Toyota dealer now, because with deals this good, you gotta jump on it.
Toyota's got it.
Hot cars, hot deals.
July is jumping.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex. Do not stall. Desonex intercepts athlete's foot before it turns ugly, killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. There's a can at the store with your salvation in it. Come get it, or else don't blame Desonex. And for jock itch, Crew-X is the #1 cure. Crew-X kills jock itch fungus.
New York Yankee Baseball has been brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by your tri-state GMC truck dealers, the strength of experience. And by Hertz #1 Club Gold, Hertz fastest service now on more locations from coast to coast. And by Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Well, Jimmy Abbott has pitched a heck of a game. And one more inning, probably going to have a complete game. You got to hold him right there and hope the offense can come up with 3 in the bottom of the 9th.
Abbott will be pitching to Alfredo Griffin. Paul Molitor and Joe Carter here in the top of the 9th inning. 2-0 Blue Jays. And right back up the middle, and Pat Kelly couldn't come up with it. Big turn by Griffin, but he'll stop there. It looked like Abbott got a little piece of leather on it, stopped it a little bit, and Kelly thought it was going to come up. It stayed down. And they're going to give up error to the second baseman, Pat Kelly.
Well, take a look at it again. Now, Abbott has to switch the glove. He does. And I think that's one of the few times you'll see that the timing was not quite right. He just didn't quite get there. And then Pat Kelly just took his eye off of it. Yep, he just couldn't get to it. Normally, you will expect him to get to that ball.
And get in front of it.
Yep.
Or try to.
I know it. 43,000 plus here at the stadium tonight.
Paul Molitor stepping in, looking for his first base hit. He decides to bunt one. It is a beauty. Boggs will have to hurry, and the throw just nipping Molitor at first. But more importantly, it moves the runner to second, and that'll bring up Joe Carter.
Well, Molitor given a sacrifice. I mean, that's as good a bunt as you can make, and almost gets a base hit out of it. Excellent speed. It takes a great play by Wade Boggs to get him. Boggs has had a couple of those plays tonight. He couldn't turn it when Pat Borders put a bunt down there. But a good play to get a speedy Molitor here.
I bet you if we knew the truth, Molitor was trying to bunt for a base hit.
Yep. You take it. You take
Yeah.
the lease. Yeah.
Joe Carter stepping in. Swings and fouls one back and out of play.
You know, the minimum that he wanted is get the man to second base. But he definitely would take a base hit.
Carter 0 for 3. 81 RBIs on the year. One thing that you know about Joe Carter, that when they turn the lights on and they say we're going to start a game at 7:30, he's going to be there to play. That pitch way inside. Ball 1-1-1. Almost hit Carter.
I can't believe it didn't. The slider it looked like it went right under his hands. He does play. He just will not sit down.
No. He's a gamer. Big, strong chap from Oklahoma. Another one inside. Ball 2-2-1. You can see Abbott trying to tie his hands up inside.
He didn't give an inch there either. Did you see that? He did not give an inch.
That's a good sign for the hitter, a bad sign for the pitcher that you don't give up much. Abbott staying right in on the hands of Carter. Olerud on deck for the Blue Jays. And he got in on him. Left side, but Boggs will run out of room. So he accomplished what he wanted as he breaks Carter's bat. And he just stayed right in the kitchen, didn't he?
Challenge him inside. Carter likes to play the ball out over the plate, likes to extend the arms. We were talking about that earlier. Another thing about Joe Carter, you can chalk up 100 RBIs plus for every season. I mean, last 4 years he's done it. 6 out of the last 7 he's driven over 100. And you know he's going to play 160 games, 161 games. He's just like Cal Ripken. He's going to be in there. And that's the term. That's one of the best clubhouse terms there are. He's a gamer. You get the nail right on the head.
2-2 count to Joe Carter. One down. Pie 3-2. Joe Carter with 34 home runs for the world champions. Here you see Olerud on deck. Started his career in Cleveland. He ended up with San Diego for a year and then over to Toronto. That's Griffin leading off at second. Hit high and deep into right field. O'Neill on the run, and he's looking for Bernie, and he looks up, and it's gone. You just see the power that Joe Carter has, and you can see why Abbott tried to stay inside on Joe Carter. As Tom mentioned, he loves the ball out over the plate, and that's where Abbott got it. And it resulted in a 2-run home run, and the Blue Jays lead it 4-0.
To explain it, but Joe Carter with tremendous power to the opposite field, the home run number 20. We talked about him liking the ball out over the plate, and Abbott just did not get it away enough. We can't continue to pitch him in. And that's not the point. He just did not get that pitch away enough. But a good job done by Jim Abbott. But hurt by two two-run homers here tonight. A pitching change here at the stadium, as the Toronto Blue Jays have gone deep twice. Devon White and Joe Carter. Now, while we have a pitching change, we'll take a timeout for the following messages.
If you drive a stick shift, you probably make over 70,000 shifts a year. Sooner or later, you'll experience some kind of problem. And will it be a big problem or a small one? It takes a trained technician to know. At AMCO Centers, they've serviced enough stick shifts to distinguish between the two. Half the sticks they service only need clutch work, not a new transmission. Next time you throw a shift that doesn't feel just right, come to AMCO. Don't play games with your transmission. AMCO, AA, MCO.
Action Park has brought you the greatest adventures on Earth. Action Park has done it.
I can't believe we're doing this. Oh my God.
Again. The human slingshot. Action Park turns bungee jumping upside down.
It's unbelievable. It's the biggest rush I've ever had. Only Action Park would do something this incredible.
Ride the human slingshot at Action Park, minutes away in Vernon, New Jersey.
He captivated New York with an electrifying style. He was dubbed Mr. October, but Yankee fans knew him as Reggie. On Saturday, August 14th, join the Yankees as they honor baseball's newest Hall of Famer, Reggie Jackson. All fans will receive a commemorative Leroy Neiman poster, which appears on the '93 Hall of Fame yearbook. Compliments of Chemical Bank. So be there as the Bronx Bombers salute number 44.
The secret to a strong finish is endurance. Introducing High Endurance, new from Old Spice. A breakthrough deodorant that doesn't wear out like the other guys. Here's proof. This is a day's worth of our deodorant. See how it outlasts the leading stick even after 24 hours? Now that's endurance. For the longest lasting, hardest working, the best deodorant stick, demand proof. Get new High Endurance from Old Spice. You won't go far without it.
Well, once again, while we got a chance here, remind you of the blood drive on August 13 in conjunction with the Hudson Valley Blood Services. Blood drive at the stadium from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You can see we had the wrong date earlier. It's August 13th. We just want you to know that. Open for people 17 to 76 in pretty good health. And the Yankees, they need 4 to get healthy here tonight.
Well, so far, John Olerud batting. Paul Ossenmacher, the new acquisition for the Yankees, delivers over for a called strike. Now it's 1-1 to Olerud. 1 down here in the 9th inning. Ossenmacher acquired Friday. There's the curveball. Did he go around? He didn't have to. It's on the outside corner. Strike 2, 1 and 2. But Ossenmacher, extremely tough on left-handers, has a good breaking ball and utilizes the breaking ball when he comes into the ball game. That pitch foul back and out of play. Ossenmacher pitched for the first time in Yankee pinstripes Saturday, his first appearance of the Yankee. And in that ball game, he faced one batter in the Brewers when the Brewers were in town, B.J. Surhoff. Olerud is struck out. Good pitch by Ossenmacher on the outside corner. There's 2 outs. Tony Fernandez will come to the plate. A trade that had been rumored for a long time, Tom, and the Yankees finally pulled it off, sending it was a 3-way deal. Ossenmacher coming from the Chicago Cubs, but the Yankees sending a player to John Havian, that is, to Kansas City. Kansas City up to Chicago. Chicago the Yankees.
Talked to Gene Michael about it, and he said he got interest again in Ossenmacher. Started talking about arm strength, about velocity. He was getting back, and his breaking ball shot. That's a good shot of the velocity. His velocity was down around 82, 83. Now it's got to back up. He's got his arm strength back, and he's throwing the ball 88, 89 miles an hour. You can see Fernandez was late on that high fastball.
And one thing it does, it gives Buck Showalter 3 lefties and 3 righties in the bullpen. That's a pretty good mix. You've got 3 comparable right-handers, 3 comparable left-handers. You kind of like that. It gives you a lot of movement ability. That pitch outside, 2-1. And with Melito Perez having some shoulder problems, we may just see next Friday one of those youngsters, another one of those youngsters that they've been talking about. Maybe Domingo John will be showing up in Minnesota. We're going to have that ball game right here on WPIX Friday night at 7:30.
Well, Buck says that they're going to need some help. They're going to need a pitcher for Friday.
Yep, for sure, Melito will miss the turn. Gallego throwing out Fernandez to end the inning here in the top of the 9th inning, but Joe Carter adds 2 more with his home run, and it's 4-0. Toronto leads it with the Yankees coming to bat in the bottom of the 9th.
Closer. I've got something to show you. This is the Ford Thunderbird Super Coupe. This is the Thunderbird Standard. 2 great cars, 1 new look. Now you can get the sporty good looks and the popular styling of the Super Coupe for the price of the Standard. It's your Ford dealer's 1 look you're hooked offer.
Now get AM/FM cassette, air conditioning, and more for just $16,292. It's the 1 Look Thunderbird.
Whoever thought you'd get so much for so little? 1 look and you'll be hooked. See for yourself today.
Hi, I'm Angela Showalter here with the Yankee Wives. Each year, thousands of children are seriously injured in car accidents. To help combat this, Midas is making available Century car seats for $42. Their cost. Consumers can return the used car seats and receive $42 worth of Midas service. The used car seats will be donated to needy families. The New York Yankee Wives and Midas remind you to play it safe and buckle up!
Well, we take a moment here and look at our game summary brought to you by Jeep Eagle. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. Todd Stottlemyre, good job here tonight against the Yankees. 7 innings. He gave up 8 hits and no runs. And Devon White a 2-run homer. Joe Carter a 2-run homer. And so we stand 4-0. And the Toronto Blue Jays go to their closer. And Dwayne Ward, you look at his numbers. Excuse me, Cox is still in there. Oh, my mistake. I am surprised. Ward was warming up.
He was warming up, and it is the time that you normally see Dwayne Ward, but it's Danny Cox, and he delivers a ball over to Bernie Williams, leading it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance, last hope for the Yankees. It'll be Williams, Stanley, and Gallego. Bernie with a good night, 2 for 3. That pitch up high, ball 2-0. Cox came into the ball game after Stottlemyre pitched 7 innings for the Blue Jays. Cox coming in the 8th inning, striking out 2 or 3 of the Yankee batters that he faced. He looks just like Goose Gossage in the face. Well, that beard, I mean, he's got the same type of beard, which resembles the Goose.
Got the same mustache.
Yeah.
Had that handlebar-like mustache.
Yeah, it's not a beard, it's a mustache. I mean, if you take a quick look at him, he looks like the Goose, doesn't he? A young Goose. Up high, 3-1 now to Williams.
You look in the press guide, you turn to Cox, and the picture that they have looks almost exactly like Goose. You take a quick look at it.
Mike Stanley on deck. The Yankees need 4 to tie here in the bottom of the 9th. And Bernie taking all the way. It's in there for a called strike. Now it's 3-2.
Joe Carter's in right field trying to call timeout. Second base umpire Rick Reed. There was a bat or something thrown onto the field. And Carter retrieved it, thrown it to a ground crew member.
It looked like a bottle, which I hate to see, because that is, I just can't imagine some person in the stands would want to throw something out of the stand, such as a bottle or some piece of debris, like a bat or a bottle. You can't imagine the damage. And there's that bat that you're talking about. Can't imagine the damage it could do if it hits one of the players or hits somebody. I don't like to see that in New York. I don't like to see it anywhere.
Anywhere, exactly right.
Especially in New York. And now I guess we're going to get a warning from the second base umpire.
He is probably going to call the press box.
Well, we've got something going on down the right field line, and he is over to talk to security. Carter is all the way in towards second base. He is reluctant to go back out into right field. He's just standing around in shallow right field.
There was a problem. Looked like a fist fight out in the bleachers out there, Bobby. And that expanded. And it looks like security does have it under control now. And the second base umpire says, okay, give it a shot here.
Well, they've got terrific security here. And it is under control. We're about ready to get back underway. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bernie Williams. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Bernie is down.
Well, Cox has struck out 3 in a row. I thought he would leave after the last inning. I thought Ward would come in. He was getting congratulations on the bench from everybody. But he had such a strong inning, and then the two-run home run by Carter. And he is still in there. Now, that delivery that you just saw was in clutch situation, brought to you by United States Postal Service Priority Mail. We deliver for you. And the Jays bullpen, and namely Danny Cox, is doing that here tonight. You see their record for the season.
And the first pitch to Mike Stanley, high and inside, gets away from Borders. Stanley 0 for 3 tonight. Yankees so far have left 8 men on in this game. Stanley 0 for 3. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. No activity in the Blue Jay bullpen, but there is activity in the Yankee bullpen. Two-0 pitch called strike. The Yankees need base runners, so you're not going to see the hitters. That's Steve Howe warming. You're not going to see many of the Yankee hitters swinging at 2-0 pitches and 3-0 pitches. That swung on, strike 2, 2-2. Right now, Cox is on because there have been an awful lot of swings without making contact with the baseball. The ball just jumping around in the strike zone as Cox has struck out 3 Yankees in a row. That's lifted foul off to the right side.
Well, he's late on the fastball, and you don't see Mike Stanley late on the fastball very often. With 2 strikes, you cut down, you swing a little bit, and you protect the strike zone. The pitch in which he struck out, talking about Cox, of course, O'Neill, he caught him swinging for the last out in the 8th inning, and I'm telling you, that was a nasty pitch.
Two and 2 count with 1 down here in the 9th. Mike Stanley, that pitch down in the dirt, so it'll go to 3 and 2. On deck is Mike Gallego. Well, looking ahead to tomorrow's ball game, the Yankees in the press guide, they are in the press notes, they have undecided, but I thought it was going to be Mark Hutton starting for the Yankees tomorrow against Pat Hinkin for the Blue Jays. I'm merely guessing. Base hit, Mike Stanley. So Stanley picks up his first hit of the game, the Yankees' 9th hit. The Yankees about hit the Blue Jays 9-7. But it's been the two-run home runs that made the difference in this ball game so far as the Blue Jays lead at 4-0. There's the Australian right-hander, Mark Hutton, who I thought was scheduled to pitch tomorrow, Tom, but in the...
Why he's not on the list, I don't know.
It's got undecided.
Something going on?
Mike Gallego 1 for 3. And the first pitch to Gallego in there for a called strike. Well, I think the Showalter mentioned after his last start that he wasn't sure whether he really wanted to put the youngster in this pressure cooker situation with the Blue Jays. But how can you ever
well, I mean, he had his
find out about him if you don't put him into these?
The other thing is he had his major league start right here at Yankee Stadium, and that's
he pitched well.
Yeah, and he pitched extremely well. I mean, that's as much pressure as you can get. Getting your major league start at Yankee Stadium.
Count 1 ball, 1 strike to Gallego. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th. Sharply hit, but right at spring. He'll go to Alfredo Griffin for 1. Back to Olerud as he makes a fine play at first base to pick it out of the dirt. And the game is over. The Blue Jays win it 4-0. Danny Cox comes on to pitch the last 2 innings for the Blue Jays. Shuts the Yankees down. Only gave up 1 base hit. And Todd Stottlemyre will get the win for the Blue Jays. His record now 6-7. Blue Jays win it 4-0. And the difference, 2 two-run home runs. 1 by Devon White back in the 6th inning. And 1 by Joe Carter in the top of the 9th inning. There's Devon White. And the Yankees will fall to at least 2 games behind the Blue Jays, but 3 games left here at Yankee Stadium. And tomorrow they'll be back here at the stadium at 7:30.
The important thing, you were talking about it earlier, Bobby, is not get swept. I mean, you take 2 and 2. You still have too much in the pennant race. You don't know how it's going to fashion out, but you just don't want to get swept, and that's it.
Well, that's it from Yankee Stadium. The final score once again is the Blue Jays 4, the Yankees nothing. You can be sure to join us for our next Yankee telecast. That's on Friday at 8 o'clock when the Yankees take on the Minnesota Twins. Now stay tuned for the Channel 11 news with Katie Tong and Jack Cafferty. Jerry Gerard will have all the scores and highlights, and Bob Harris will have the forecast. Coming up at 11, it's Cheers, followed by Murphy Brown. Tomorrow, don't miss Channel 11. 8 o'clock movie Legal Eagles, starring Robert Redford, Daryl Hannah, and Deborah Winger. For Tom Seaver, Phil Rizzuto, I'm Bobby Mercer. Good night, everybody.